Patrick and the people, the Friday edition. What is going on? A whole new cast in the house today. Glad that all of you are here with us. First of all, to my left, you know him, you love him, the founder of the band, the guy that helps the homeless here in Central Arkansas. This is Aaron Reddin, ladies and gentlemen. To my right, the owner of Piercings by Chad in Conway. It is, in fact, Chad Sledge. Good morning, Chad.
How y'all doing this morning?
And then to my right, making his first actual full appearance on the show, it's Kerry Roetzel, the co-owner of Legion Scaffold Broadcast Studio. And Legion Scaffolding, how are you, buddy?
Doing all right. How about y'all?
Man, I am good. It's going to be a really good day. We got a lot going on for a Friday. Just a few things that you need to know to plan for on this show. Number one, of course, the rant. You're doing the rant again today. And then a real special interview that we announced yesterday. The former President Trump will be calling in right about 7 o'clock for that interview. And that, I assure you, it's going to be very compelling and very interesting. And, you know, you stick around and see what happens there. Should be super interesting. So what's the big plan this weekend for you, Kerry? What do you got going on, man?
Normally just work.
Just some work this weekend.
All work. Maybe take my 13-year-old hunting.
Yeah.
Get us a deer or something. We'll see.
Okay. You go to the deer woods, hunt out there. You got like a deer stand, all that?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah. Here, kind of do it like this right here.
Uh-oh.
And listen in your headset for it. There you go.
That a little bit better?
There you go. That sounds real clear right there. See, you have such a melodious voice. You want everyone to hear it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Chad, what's going on at Piercings by Chad this weekend?
Definitely.
You got the 2-for-1 special. I'm kidding.
Probably doing a little piercing. Might try to hit up the state fair.
Is that still going on today?
I think so.
No?
Is it over?
Aaron said, go ahead and hit it up. It's over, man.
Yeah, go on, man.
Aaron said he's got tickets for you out in the car.
I missed it. I always miss it.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I don't miss it. For a long time, I would go every year, but I don't know, somewhere, and I hate to admit this, I got to a place where rides weren't as much fun anymore to me. They just kind of...
They start to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you kind of go around, you get off, you get nauseous, and you're like, man, I don't even think I like that anymore, man.
Why did I pay for this?
We took the grandson on the last day, man. They don't even have squirrel cages anymore.
They don't have squirrel cages anymore.
No squirrel cages.
Why is that?
I don't know, man.
No? You adjusting that? You going to get it?
I'm going to get it.
Okay. What's just fighting you over there?
Hey.
Don't lose that now.
Try both hands.
He said use both hands. It's a little bigger.
You got to cup it.
Yeah, no, you got to hit on that thing, right? No, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Let me.
Falling asleep in your morning shower? We'll wake you up.
All right, let's talk about who has outrun the Grim Reaper today. From Alice in Wonderland, Mia Wasikowska is 35. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure I did. Garrett Backstrom, he's 29 from Hello Herman. Michael Boatman is 60. He was in Spin City. Let's see who else. Craig Robinson, man, that dude's funny. From The Office, Zach and Miri Make a Porno. He was in It's the End. This is the End. Real funny guy, but he played the warehouse manager in The Office, if you remember. Okay, let's see. Marion Ross from Happy Days is 96. In other news, Marion Ross is alive.
Right.
Frontman for Yes, John Anderson, is 80. I saw them at Riverfront, and it was a pretty damn good show, actually. It was way back in the 80s, I think, but it was a really good show.
I'm 45 today.
Are you really?
Hey, man.
No, it's not my birthday. It's in July, but I'm 45.
Okay, that's great. No, that's great. I like that. Katy Perry is 40. She's also insane. Bare Naked Ladies, Ed Robertson, 54. Drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chad Smith, the lookalike of Will Ferrell,
Man.
63. You ever seen them play side by
I
side?
see them together to know that they were two different people, man.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
It really is. They really do look a lot alike. Let's see who else, if there is anyone. No, that's that's it. Okay, so let's move on to some news that you can use. And let me see what I got here. Okay. Well, that's a bad way to start. But a 15-year-old boy accused of fatally shooting his parents and 3 siblings in a Washington State home. According to the documents, the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office said the boy staged the scene to make it look like his brother did it and then killed himself. It happened Monday morning at a home in Falls City, about 25 miles outside Seattle. The suspect, the son of Mark and Sarah Humiston, and he's been charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder and a lot of other stuff. How sad is that?
Pretty bad.
Yeah. A health expert is offering tips to limit sugar intake in children for Halloween. Hey, no.
Right.
Okay? No.
Live.
Every other day of the year, you limit the sugar, do that. On Halloween, let them get diabetic, okay? A Texas woman could end up in jail for 20 years for having rare chicken eggs. Fun fact, there are rules about eggs to protect from bird flu, I guess. A Texas woman likely going to prison for smuggling the eggs of rare chickens. They were being hatched at Jennifer Mayo's home near Corpus Christi. Investigators found multiple dong-tao chickens on the property. Anyone ever heard of a dong-tao
I
chicken?
thought you were going
No.
somewhere else with that.
No.
What's that look like?
I'm not sure. I think it's long with a weird-looking head. I'm not sure, though.
Bet it has a weird head.
They're often called dragon chickens and are
One-eyed.
prized in places like Vietnam. It's illegal to import poultry from regions affected by the bird flu, so she faces up to 20 years behind bars. I think that might be a little extreme on some egg
I
rustling.
think so, since they're letting
Diddy.
child pedophiles and everything else out sooner. than
Well,
that.
you know.
Really putting somebody in prison for 20 years of keeping an egg.
I don't know, man. You can wipe a farmer out pretty bad, man. I mean, you get that. You got to clear out a whole chicken house and compost a whole chicken house of birds, like
Yeah,
doing some damage to everybody. So,
yeah, is it?
yeah.
See, that's a good point. I mean, you raise chickens, you know a little
I mean,
better.
they compost them in like windrows of like miles,
Yeah.
of dead birds, So
Really?
farmers take a lick, everybody takes a lick. So
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I
Chicken's
you
healthy,
think
man.
20 years is fair then?
yeah, do it.
He said, "Kill her, kill her up." Listen, speaking of you brought up pedophiles. 3 different people who attended tapings of Jamie Foxx's Netflix special, What Happened Was, are saying the comedian discussed allegations that Sean Diddy Combs was responsible for his mysterious hospitalization.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, earlier this month, videographer, producer, director Choke No Joke told Comedy Hype that Fox said Diddy was responsible and that he was the one who called the FBI.
I've heard this.
Last week, celebrity security guard Big Homie told Cam Capone News that he knew Combs poisoned Fox and also reiterated that Fox reported him to the FBI. Media Takeout further echoed this in a report that came out earlier this week, saying that during his sets, Fox said Combs was responsible for his hospitalization because he poisoned him. What the hell is going on here?
That's wild.
I can't even begin to think what the hell is wrong with Diddy in the first place. I mean, who does the shit he does?
Why would you poison Jamie Foxx of all people? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's been thinking about that for years.
You want me to
Man.
tell you why Jamie?
No, I don't. Please don't tell me anything, man. I don't want to know. Don't. No. If I could push this bleep button, I would. I can't till I fix it. But okay, let's talk about the Menendez brothers. Speaking of, questionable people, at a press conference in L.A., District Attorney George Gascon said that he'll be asking a court today to re-sentence Lyle and Eric Menendez in the murder of their parents. Said he'll recommend that life without the possibility of parole be removed and the brothers be re-sentenced. While he ultimately made the decision, the DA said the staff in his office weren't unanimous in backing it. He said, "I believe they've paid their debt to society." Superior Court judge will make the decision on resentencing. They were convicted back in 96. Lyle is now 56, Eric 53. Gascon said that because the 2 men were younger than 26 when they killed their parents, they'd be eligible for parole immediately. I understand one of them may already be moved out of the prison into a halfway house.
I thought, yeah, something.
I think at least one of them is. So they must anticipate they're getting out. So that's interesting. But, they were super young when it happened. And if you watch the recent documentary, there are some questions about what happened. And I'll say this, if that wackadoo Gypsy Rose can be out, they should be out because of all people. I'm shocked that she's out and the dude that helped her that she talked into doing it's still in prison. Yeah, I'm like that poor bastard.
Right.
You know.
If they have evidence that sets these people free, I'm all with it. You know, they've been in prison too long if they didn't do that crime.
Well,
But
they
if you
did
killed-
it. No, they did it. They killed
If
him.
you killed your mom and dad, then you have no reason to ever be free again. There's something wrong with you that
You
they
think
can never
they
fix.
shouldn't get out?
No, why would they? If man,
At
been
26,
your
30
mom and
years.
dad,
Huh?
because they were 26. I mean,
we're sending people
not
to
talking about
prison when they're 16,
16-year-olds.
17 for life
Uh-oh.
and not letting them out. Why would we let out these? You was a grown ass man. You was 26 years old and you killed your mom and your dad. You didn't kill the stranger down the street. You killed the only two people that love you no matter what. And they're letting these people free.
Well, I mean, 30 years is a long time. I mean,
If you're still alive, it ain't long enough.
all right, fair enough, fair enough. We know who the hardcore one is over here. The operators of the Dolly, that's the vessel that destroyed the Key Bridge in Baltimore in March, have agreed to pay $102 million to resolve the claims filed against them by the Justice Department. The Singaporean corporation Grace Ocean Private I'm not saying all that name. They'll pay the money against the cost of the response to the disaster. The settlement does not include damages related to rebuilding the bridge, but attorneys have filed a claim on that as well. Around 20 ballots were damaged in Phoenix when someone lit a fire inside a drive-up collection box at a U.S. Postal Service yesterday morning. The Phoenix Police Department already made an arrest. The suspect, Dieter Klockkorn, was booked on man, that's a tough name.
That's the name.
Yeah, on felony count of arson of property. He allegedly admitted to setting the fire because he wanted to be arrested. Said no political motivation. He just wanted to be caught. Knew he would get caught if he did that. I mean, you could have just walked down, turn yourself in, couldn't you? I mean,
Yeah, you could. There's a whole lot of ways.
why don't
to
you just walk into the
everybody's stuff?
just walk into the police station, slap a cop? I mean, that'll do it.
you don't have to go straight to federal offense, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that's a federal offense. man.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to go to the softer prison, you know. Okay, while the well, no, never mind. So Hamilton County Common Pleas Judge Kristen Jenkins struck down one of Ohio's abortion laws yesterday. Said that last year's voter-approved amendment enshrining reproductive rights renders the state's 2019 law banning most abortions once cardiac activity is detected, known as the heartbeat law, as unconstitutional. In the ruling, Jenkins said the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade returned the power to the states, and Ohio's Attorney General didn't get the memo. Attorney General Dave Yost's office said it's reviewing the order and would decide within 30 days if it plans to appeal that ruling. Five Finger Death Punch doing some good with some of the proceeds from their massively successful headlining arena tour this year. The band is donating $200,000 to two charities picked by Ivan Moody and Zoltan Bathory. Moody chose Covenant House, which is dedicated to helping homeless, trafficked, and exploited youth and young families, while Bathory picked the Call of Duty endowment, not for the video game. It actually helps veterans find high-quality careers. Zoltan was featured as a character in two Call of Duty games, so that was an obvious choice. The money will be split between the two charities.
Moody's cool, man. He gave us a truckload of sleeping bags when they played here at Simmons one year.
He sure did. I remember that, man.
Yeah, cool guy. I think he went out and got him himself, maybe. Or
He did go get him himself.
for him. I don't know. But
Yeah,
am I cutting in and out?
you are a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
you
so.
kind of get it here.
Fondle it.
You got to really get up on it.
Now try.
Teach me how to talk.
There you go. I'll do it.
Go.
Former Penn State Nittany Lions defensive end Jamal Lyons and linebacker Kavion Keys have been arrested, charged with rape, aggravated assault, and many other things. When asked about the charges, Penn State head coach James Franklin declined to comment. He referred reporters to a statement issued by the school, which has said there will be no further comments from the school. So nobody's talking, in other words. For many baseball fans, the move of Shohei Ohtani to L.A. created a dream of a possible matchup of him and Aaron Judge of the Yankees. Tonight, that dream becomes a reality. Going into tonight's first game, the Dodgers are the favorite. The odds makers see the series going 6 games. On a side note, the Dodgers will be honoring their late ace, Fernando Valenzuela, with a patch on their uniform. The first pitch, 8 p.m. Eastern time in L.A. Aaron, you a baseball guy?
No, but I married a baseball woman.
Okay. Is she pulling for the Yankees or the Dodgers?
She's pulling for the Cardinals.
Good call. I would too. How about you, Kerry? Baseball guy?
Not really.
No, so the World Series not interesting to you.
No, I don't really care about it.
Okay, Chad, yourself?
My brother was a diehard Yankee fan, so I'm kind of just picked that up. But I hadn't watched a baseball game in 10 years probably.
Yeah, I would, but I usually have to buff my toenails when
Right.
they're on.
You remember
Long
Daryl
game.
Strawberry?
Yes.
Yeah, that was back when they did cocaine in baseball.
Yeah, so I hadn't watched baseball since then.
Yeah, it's just lacked the fun, huh? Yeah, no, I get it. That's kind of how I felt back when they were, everybody was on roids and crushing them out of the park, and they ended that. I was like, thanks for ruining baseball for me. I was finally interested.
Absolutely.
I wanted them to have fist fights out there, break into an MMA thing. The International Tennis Hall of Fame has 3 new members. Yesterday, the class of 2025 was announced, and that includes 5-time major champ and former number 1 Maria Sharapova. Joining her, Bob and Mike Bryan, the most successful men's double pair in history. The president praised them not only for their accomplishments, but their impact on the sport and inspiration. You know how that all goes. All right, the Penn State coach, we talked about that. Let's see. Oh, this is great. In Quebec, the driver of a Zamboni arrested after being suspected of clearing the ice while under the influence. The unnamed 25-year-old Zamboni man, name withheld by police, managed to cause a low-speed crash into the boards while on ice cleaning duty between 2 games. The crash was witnessed by multiple people, one of whom called police to report the suspected drunkenness. No one was injured. A door at the rink was broken, though. That dude was having the time of his damn life, I guarantee you.
So it's against the law to operate a Zambini while you've been drinking at the job? You're not
Yes.
on the road. How's that?
Yeah, no, it definitely.
How many times have they had this problem to have to make a law against it?
Well, I think any kind of vehicle that's motorized, even a lawnmower. I saw recently a story where a guy was drunk on a Power Wheels Jeep.
That's crazy. I'm just saying.
Okay, see, all safe inside the ice rink, according to you.
Yeah, so it's like
If
riding
you're in
bull
the
down
ice
the
rink,
woods.
ollie auction free, I can run this shit into anything. I don't care because I'm on that. Yeah,
I see him getting fired, but you're talking about now he's fired and arrested.
yeah.
Just slap
Yeah.
the shit out of him.
All right, let's do something different.
Falling asleep in your morning shower? We'll wake you up.
All right. Hey, I do want to give a quick congratulations to someone. First of all, David Lindsay. If you don't know David, he's a great guy. He is the service manager over at Cabot Mechanical Air, HVAC. But the reason I want to congratulate him is he just won the National ELR Championship. That is the long rifle championship for the nation. That's a sniper shooter. Last I knew he had a record for just over hitting a target just over 2 miles, 2.5 miles away. But they play, I say play, but they have a season just like any other sport. And throughout the season, he won the whole thing nationally. And that's in Arkansas. So congratulations to you, David Lindsay, on that amazing shot. We went out to Twisted Barrel, I believe is the name of the range in Little Rock, and it's one of the only ranges where you can shoot targets that far away. I know. When I held it in my hand, it felt a little uncomfortable. It was that kind of big. Okay. Let's, you know what? Here's something. Check this out. This is really cool. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Watch this. If you're looking for a vehicle, how about a late model, low mileage vehicle? Go to Fitz Auto. Listen, if you want a car, a truck, an SUV, a boat, a camper, a side-by-side, they have everything that you want and then some. But don't worry about bad credit. That's what they deal with. They're their own bank. Look, you can check them out online at fitzauto.com, or you can go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. Find out why we bought 7 vehicles from Fitz Auto. They're that good. Listen to this. Did you know that Arkansas child custody laws changed in 2021? There's now a rebuttable presumption that joint custody is in the best interest of your child. Look, if you're dealing with divorce, child custody, something like that, there's 3 things you need from your attorney. You need him to be experienced, you need him to be aggressive, and you need him to be effective. And that is exactly what you get at Robertson, Oswald, and Noni. These guys know what they're doing. Bonnie has been my personal attorney for many years, and she is amazing, as are the other 2. If you've got those kind of issues, don't take a second choice attorney. Go to the best and let them get it done for you. You can call them at 496-6633. That's 496-6633, or go to robertson-law-firm.com. Yes, sir. How about that?
That was awesome.
Yeah, we're upgrading a little bit around here for commercials, huh? That's a little bit better. I like that.
Pro
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, hopefully that makes it more helpful to find phone numbers, websites, things like that. I thought that would be so much better for folks who are interested, because maybe, you go back and watch it later and you can, just pause the screen, get whatever information you need. Boom.
We just bought a truck from old Bill Fitz.
Yeah.
It's a real nice F-150.
Yeah. Good, man. Yeah, they're good folks over there. Honestly, I'm so thankful for them because, when all this started, they were the first ones I went to and said, hey, this is what I want to do. Could you help me out? And, and they said, heck yeah, we will. Absolutely, we will. And so I can't, encourage people enough to go there because they always support us in the community and they're local. They're good people. Listen, if you feel like your paycheck is already stretched to the limits, raise your hand if you feel that way, ladies and gentlemen. If your paycheck is stretched to the limit or whatever money you get, yeah. With the high cost of housing, home insurance, utilities, groceries, a lot of people do. But research shows the cost of living varies widely from state to state, even city to city. So where are you going to get the most for your money? Well, a new report from Realtor.com has some ideas. They've just come up with a list of the U.S. cities with the lowest cost of living. To come up with these cities, what they did is Realtor.com looked at the latest regional price of everything. They take all these different factors. So where can you find the lowest cost of living in the country?
Where you find the highest crime rate in the country.
That's what I was kind of.
No, actually topping the list, McAllen, Texas is where you can find the lowest cost of living. That means their RPP is 86.92%. So it would cost you $100 nationally, would only cost you $86 in McAllen. So their cost of living 13% lower than the national average.
Ain't worth going to Texas.
Probably not, to be honest with you. So what are the top 10 cities with the lowest cost of living? Number 1, McAllen, Texas. Number 2, Wichita, Kansas. Number 3, hold on, Little Rock, Arkansas.
What?
It's cheaper here than Pine Bluff.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah. Little Rock, Arkansas is the third lowest cost of living in the nation. They probably use cities of a certain size, Kerry, I would think, and Pine Bluff may have been below that, I'm guessing.
Sure.
But just the fact that here, we always talk about the cost of living, but there you go. I mean, there's the proof in the pudding of why I think so many people stay here, and I think, unfortunately, the secret's about to get out. I think you're going to see a lot more folks coming in here, so I don't know how long the cost of living is going to hold up. But Toledo, Ohio is number 4. Scranton, Pennsylvania, who would want to go there, is number 5. Dayton, Ohio, 6. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 7. Akron, Ohio. Birmingham, Alabama. And finally, El Paso, Texas.
How'd Ohio get 3 on there?
I don't know, man. It is interesting. Maybe the person had a little Ohio bias in them. I don't know. Seems a little bit suspect, doesn't it?
Maybe it's just cheap
there. Yeah, it could just be cheap there. When I went to Ohio, it was surprising. It looks a lot like Arkansas. To be honest with you, it's not much difference at all, except when you get up to Cleveland area, which is apparently right by the Canadian border, and I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Nope.
Cleveland's right by the Canadian border?
No idea.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but it's true. It is. It's right by the Canadian border. I had no idea. I thought Ohio was
Lower down.
Yeah, lower down than that, but that shows you how ignorant I am, All right, let's take a look at this. This is a study that's just come out, and it is everybody. It's about sleeping. Everybody struggles to sleep from time to time. New research from YouGov says what's really keeping us up at night. They polled 2,400 U.S. adults to find out how events, stressors, and more affect sleep and mood, overall well-being. So what is keeping us up at night besides meth? Halloween, it says, nearly a third of parents with kids under 18 say it's one of the most challenging nights of the year to get their kids to sleep. Well, no shit, Sherlock. They're jacked up on candy. They've been snorting pixie sticks all night. Yeah, they're not going to sleep. What do you care? It's Halloween. Screw school. The end of daylight savings. Yeah, that can be a problem for people. When they change the clocks back, that adjustment can have an impact on sleep. When daylight savings times in, 69% of Americans say they have at least minor negative shifts. But what is it, 24, 48 hours maybe?
It's like a day or two.
Yeah, I mean, sleep in, get over yourself. The 2024 election, apparently people losing sleep over that. Well, on both sides, trust me. But, however, we will be interviewing President Trump shortly. Here in just a couple minutes, he's going to be zooming in, and it's going to be quite interesting. I can promise you that. I'm very, very interested in it. Let's do this real quick. Hold on.
He's an imbecile. Well, he's our imbecile now.
Patrick and the people.
All right, so the rant is coming up shortly after 7:15, but because we have this interview, it could go just slightly longer. So I'm going to go ahead and get this interview started. Let me clear everything out here, guys. And turn of events, we have been able to secure an interview with Mr. President Donald J. Trump. He is here on Zoom with us to talk about the upcoming election and everything going on. How are you today, Mr. Trump?
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are doing lots of beautiful interviews, and it's going to be in a matter of less than 2 weeks. We're going to take back this radical, lunatic White House and put crooked Joe Biden into assisted living once and for all. We have no choice.
Well, it looks like that all the poll numbers seem to be going in your favor right now. What do you think is bringing that to be?
Well, it's very interesting because, back in 2016, we did like beautifully. 2020, the numbers were like through the roof. And now there's so much enthusiasm. We call it the enthusiasm number. They don't talk about that. They talk about the polls, which I don't really believe unless I'm winning. But the polls are through the roof. Someone said to me the other day, which I wasn't sure if it was true. They said, you have the highest polls in the history of any president in the United States.
Any president. Absolutely.
And I said, in any country, by the way, that's any country.
Anywhere in the world.
Even the horrible ones.
Yeah.
I said, who's number two? And they said, Bill Clinton is in number two. I said, now I know it's fake. I go, that can't be true. I said, Bill Clinton, the only time his poll was up was when Monica was sitting on it.
Oh,
so, terrible, right? Terrible. So, I said, he was one of the worst. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So one of the fascinating things about this particular election season, this campaign, is how your numbers have come up with minorities. What's going on? How's your outreach working there?
Well, we have such a great movement happening, and it started to build when I announced I was coming back. And we call it the MAGA movement, which Biden could never pronounce. I don't know what MAGA, I don't know. He doesn't even know what MAGA is. It's very simple. Ready? Make America Great Again. Unlike Biden, we have the MAGA movement. He has the bowel movement. It's a little bit different, right?
No, it's a very different movement. You're right, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing great. We have, we just gave think of it. Kamala has a rally, and they bus in the people. They give them tickets. They have to bring a rapper to sing a song. She's got 15 people that show up, and the fake news is oh my God, look at her rallies. They're so great. Meanwhile, ready? We have 60, 70, 80, 90,000 people showing up, and the fake news doesn't even show it. The other night, ready? Sold out. They couldn't get in. They had to keep them outside the arena. Thousands got in Michigan. Thousands more they had to lock out. They said, oh, sir, it's a fire hazard. Coming in that day, we had more lines in a Hunter Biden hotel room.
Wow. That's a long line. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a
whole lot. Yeah.
He's a drug addict. You know that, right? He's a junkie.
I've heard such. Yeah.
No, the guy has more needles than a tattoo artist.
Were you surprised when they said they didn't know whose cocaine it was in the White House?
Oh, wait. Well, I knew right away because they went into damage control, but we knew who it was. I got a little joke. You want to hear a little joke?
Okay. Yeah, I sure do.
I came off that beautiful roast last week, and they said, sir, you're killing it. So I wrote a nice little happy, shiny little joke, okay?
Okay.
Here's the joke. What does Hunter Biden What does Hunter Biden and Chris Christie's fat rear end have in common?
I don't know, Mr. President. What?
They both have a lot of crack. They got a lot of crack. They got a lot of crack.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let's assume that everything goes accordingly and you do return to the White House. Obviously, there are lots of people who are entrenched who are trying to prevent your policies from proceeding. How will you handle that? What are you going to do? How's that going to work?
Well, you know what? The first time I really wasn't a Washington person. I didn't know who the people were. I had some good choices. I had some bad choices. Unfortunately, I had to fire them. Unlike Biden, who doesn't fire anybody. But now, you know what? I have a really great relationship with a lot of people, and I'm going to surround myself with people that know what the hell they're doing, right? Like Elon Musk and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and Tulsi Gabbard, and Vivek Ramaswamy. So we have a great group. You know, Biden doesn't have that. You know, they had a coup. You know, they had a coup. They had to push him out. They put in Comrade Kamala Harris, who is she's dumb as a rock. You know that, right? She's dumb she's the lowest IQ.
Is this the first time in history that that's happened? Isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? We had to look into it, and I don't think it's ever happened the way it happened. Not the way it was. They were going to invoke the 25th Amendment. They said, you're going to have to get the hell out. Because he was so old, and they're like, please change your diaper, get the hell out. They threw him out. The guy can't even go to a bathroom without a GPS. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know who he is.
He does seem to be turned around all the time.
And there's a theory. They say it's a conspiracy theory, but I think it might be true. They said he died about 3 years ago.
What?
Yeah, they said it's really, that's his ghost we're looking at. We're looking at his ghost.
He's just already gone. And
he's already dead. They said he's already dead, and they put like a tape recorder inside his body, and it's just, we're looking at a cadaver.
Now, listen, you know, obviously there are some in the media who do not like it. Yeah. And clearly they throw around words like Hitler and Nazi and things like that. Yeah.
Terrible.
It is terrible. What do you say to the people that hear that kind of stuff and maybe even think it could be true?
You ready? First of all, very simple. First of all, heaven, right? You heard of heaven?
Sure.
Yeah. Heaven, God was Republican. You know that, right? He was Republican because he would have supported, and I know he supports this beautiful wall we're building. And people say, how do you know he was Republican? Very simple, because heaven had a gate.
Oh, yeah, well, it did. St. Peter operated at that gate, yeah.
And it just couldn't walk in, right? You had to get in. You had to get in, just like America. You had to get in.
You need a ticket of some kind, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Hitler, I actually consider it an insult when they say I want to be Hitler. Hitler was not a smart person, not nearly as smart as me. And he was a lone wolf. I have lots of people that support me. We have greater support than Hitler ever had. I hate to say that. And by the way, I'm a lot better looking than Hitler.
Well,
he was short,
true, yeah.
Right? He looked like Charlie Chaplin with that stupid mustache. Many people said he was gay. He might have been gay. I hate to say it.
Might have been. Maybe that's why he was so angry. I don't know.
Very angry that he was gay, probably.
Yeah. So, look, what about, the folks who complain and say that, when you engage with people like, for example, Taylor Swift or Rosie O'Donnell, that maybe it's beneath the presidency.
Yeah, well, Rosie's a pig. You know that, right? She's a pig.
I've heard you say so. Yes, sir.
Think of it. Ready? Her magazine failed. Her TV show failed. They threw her off The View. She's a pig. She's a horrible fat pig. And I don't even know why. She's not talented. She's terrible. And Taylor Swift, the music's terrible. It's a horrible music. She's terrible, and she is dating that guy, the guy, whatever his name is. What's
Travis
his name?
Kelce from
he's another one. He's a horrible player. He's really terrible. He's overrated terribly.
You think so? You don't think he's one of the greatest of all time?
He's terrible. Oh. Many people said when he falls on top of him, many times they heard that he's aroused. He gets very aroused. But yeah,
I had not heard that. That might be frightening in a dog pile.
He gets very aroused.
Get a little man meat on you. Yeah,
he's very sexually aroused, and I don't like that. I think that's a terrible thing for the game, to be honest.
But it would seem like a terrible thing for the game, right? Now you are a fan of athletics, sports. You're big friend with Dana White and the MMA.
First of all, a lot of people don't know this, but I was a wrestler in high school and college.
That right?
Oh yeah, I was undefeated. The fake news doesn't talk about it. I was ready. I never told anybody this, but I'll tell you, Patrick, because I call you Patrick the Patriot. I was 47-0. 40. I was undefeated. 47-0. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's a very impressive record.
Only 30 were women.
Only 30 were women.
The ones they tapped out very quickly.
I bet they did. They did tap out quickly.
Yeah.
Now, why did you not pursue further career in wrestling?
They said to me, many people said, sir, you could have been the greatest Greco-Roman wrestler in the world. And I said, you know what? I'd love to do that, but I got to save this country. So I stopped. I knew right away that I wanted to fix this country.
So you've known for a long time, long before you ever announced that it was going to take you to come in and do this.
In fact, I ran for class. A lot of people don't know this. I was a class president. You know that, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I was class president in my high school, I declared war on Venezuela. A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that against Hugo Chavez and all of them.
War, a beautiful war. Went down with 30 kids from the wrestling team. We beat the hell out of them.
Is that right?
They don't show.
You just handled them.
We handled them. We got rid of the cartel. There were no cartels in the 80s because we went down with the wrestlers. We beat the hell out of them.
Now, that's kind of what Joe was saying. I remember when he had his chain and he was fighting, what was his name? Corn Pop? The gangster?
Yeah. And, when we finish this, we have to finish the wall, Patrick. You know that, right?
Right, of course.
Because they're pouring in, and these are not the good ones. I hate to say that. They're bad. They make our criminals look pretty good. I hate to say it. And we want to get rid, and I always say this because they go, oh, you don't say that. Sir, don't say that. But we want to get rid of the bad ones. And when I say bad ones, I'm talking about gang leaders, gang members, Selena Gomez.
You got to get rid of Selena, for sure.
The band Menudo, I want to get rid of them.
Yeah, I think they're already gone, but it is good to make sure.
Yeah, a couple of the mariachi bands.
What about maybe Ricky Martin?
Ricky Martin, yeah, he's another one. Sometimes they say he's Puerto Rican. I said, either way, get rid of him.
Yeah, he's got to go, right.
So we want to have a wall so big, and it's interesting because, they didn't fit. We had 567 miles of wall. It was so beautiful and shiny. We greased it down with guacamole and salsa.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
We put pictures of Hillary without makeup on facing Mexico. They stopped coming in very quickly.
I would think so. That seems frightening, yeah.
Yeah. And someone said to me, they said, what about, because we had the biggest wall in the world. And I had people coming up to me going, what about the other big walls? I said, which ones? One guy goes, what about the Great Wall of China? You've heard about the Great Wall of China, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they say it's the Great Wall. By the way, have you ever seen it? I've been there right in front of it. I hate to say it. I was standing. It's not a big wall, Patrick.
No?
You know why it looks like a big wall, right?
Why? Because they're so small?
Because Chinese people are about 3 feet tall.
Yeah, no, I didn't know they were quite that small, but yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Patrick, when I'm done, and I made this as a promise, a campaign promise, when I build this wall, it's going to be so big, so great that Pink Floyd is going to have to rename their album.
From the wall to what?
Yeah, just change it. They're going to have to change it.
Get rid of it because it won't even hold up.
Because that was the greatest wall, and now we have the biggest and the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
The band called me. They said, "Sir, don't build a wall. It's going to be better than our beautiful. It's going to be better than the album." I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "You're going to have to change it." They said, "What should we change it to?" I said, "How about the stall? The stall."
Yeah, the stall. Maybe that would work. Yeah.
Maybe like the bathroom stall. But I said, ours is the greatest wall. You have to get rid of the album. So you're going to get rid of it.
No, I can completely understand that, and they probably should.
By the way, Patrick, you ready?
Yes, sir.
When I have a rally, we had a love fest the other night. They don't like to say that, the fake news. We had a love fest the other night. I counted on my fingers when I walked out. We had 221 million people show up in Michigan. Yeah, it was great. It was
221 million even. Wow, that's amazing.
It was so unbelievable.
The nation just rolled up and said, "Hey, we're going to Michigan."
You could have put like 100,000 Woodstocks in that crowd.
Wow. That's
beautiful.
Crazy. Yeah.
And it was great. Yeah. And I got it.
Surfing and.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I got a standing ovation, and that included the people in the wheelchairs. They stood right there.
They stood up. They stood because they were so inspired by what you said. Their disability went away.
Yeah. One woman said to me, she said to me, and I couldn't believe it. And I don't like to tell anybody this, but I'll tell you. But I don't like to say because they go, "Oh, you're bragging." I don't want to brag. But the woman was in a wheelchair and she was crying. I saw tears rolling down her face. I said, "What happened?" She goes, She goes, I was born with a horrible disability. I always wanted to stand. I couldn't stand. I wanted to do it. I couldn't do it. My greatest fantasy was just once to be able to stand up. And she goes, when I saw your speech today, it was so beautiful. It was so moving that for the first time, you ready? The first time I got the energy and the strength to stand up. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, that's
By the way, she had one leg. One leg. Yeah.
Just one.
And I turned to talk to someone. She was like hopping the hell out of the stage. She actually hopped out of the stadium. She left the chair completely. She ran out.
She was probably very excited, like Peter Cottontail. She's gone.
But they don't show it. They never show it.
They don't do that. They don't do that.
They're so fake.
So you're 2 weeks away. I know that we just have a few moments left, but I want to be able to allow you to get the message you want to the voters, maybe who haven't quite made up their mind, Mr. Trump. What do you want to tell them?
Well, we're gonna cut your regulations. We're gonna cut your taxes. We're going to secure the border, which we have to do. You know that. We're going to be energy independent. We were energy independent. We're standing on liquid gold. I always say that, liquid gold.
Yeah.
We're going to drill, baby, drill. I always say we're going to drill, baby, drill. And we're going to now secure the greatest military. Our military, when I took it over, was depleted. You know that, right?
Right.
It's completely depleted. I built it up, shiny missiles, beautiful bombs. We had ships so big. They didn't fit on the ocean. They didn't fit.
They're too big.
Not too big. They used to say, the generals are like, sir, we followed the coordinates you gave us. They're too big. And it was so great. And our military was scarier than Rosie O'Donnell at a nude beach.
Oh, wow. That's scary. That's very frightening.
Yeah, it's very scary. I had leaders. I met with leaders like the head of the Taliban. His name is Abdul. And we sat in his cave for like 2 hours. We ate hummus and pita bread. And he goes, I love you. He goes, I loved you when you were on The Apprentice. I said, I didn't even know you saw The Apprentice. I said, I didn't know you had electricity in this cave. He goes, I've never seen. He goes, I loved you when you were on The Apprentice. He goes, I would love to be your vice president. Can you believe that? Abdul from the Taliban. He wanted to be my vice president.
Wow.
I said, you're like the leader of a terrorist organization. I said, you can't be my VP, but you can't be my golf partner. So we're going to play golf.
Oh, so you're going to play a little golf and
I said,
try to win him over.
I said, don't win him. Let him on the course.
Well, that's amazing because who else could win hearts and minds by playing golf with the head of the Taliban other than yourself? I mean, nobody else could do anything like that.
You remember I met with, they don't give me credit for this. I met with Kim Jong.
Yeah.
Yes. Kim Jong. And they said when Trump gets president, there's going to be a war with North Korea. It was the opposite. I actually met with Kim Jong, and we got in the beginning, it didn't start out so well in the beginning. It was like, remember he came out, he goes, oh, I have a red button. I said, I got a red button and ours works. It's a lot bigger than yours.
Right.
And after that, we became friendly. And he would call me in the middle of the night when he had problems with his girlfriend. He's like, oh, sir, she doesn't talk to me. She doesn't like to be romantic with me. And I gave him a lot of advice. I said, well, first of all, get rid of that horrible haircut. You look like a wrestler from like a junior high school.
Yeah, it's pretty bad cut.
Change your name. It's not very tough when you have a woman's name. And he used to thank me. He thanked me. It was a great love affair. He loved me so much. He wrote me many letters, and he goes, I consider you a father, which I thought was very nice.
Yeah.
And you remember my nickname for him, right? You remember the nickname?
Rocket Man?
Rocket Man, yeah. Which, we got offended by in the beginning. I said, oh, Rocket Man. He goes, you can't. I said, that's a compliment. He said, really? I said, that's the name of one of the greatest songs by Elton John. He goes, I never heard it. I sent it to him. I played it. He goes, oh my God. He goes, I love that song. I go, that's right. And then he felt happy that I called him Rocket Man. I said, you should have heard what I was going to call you. He said, what? I said, the missile midget, the torpedo turd, the grenade grouch. I said, the grenade grouch. He goes, oh my God, those are terrible. He goes, I'm so happy you called me the wonderful Rocket Man. Now he loves me.
Yeah, now you're friends. And that's what you want to do. You want to reunite the world and make everybody our friends.
We bring everyone together so beautifully.
Yeah, or, put your giant ship out there and let them know you're not playing.
Yeah, we're not playing around. I'd hate to see somebody mess with us. I said that recently about Iran. Iran's a horrible country. They say, sir, you can't say that. It's terrible. Don't say that. but that's why they call it that. You know, the first person ever to name it ran the hell out of that country. That's why they call it Iran.
Yeah.
I ran the hell out.
No, that makes perfect sense. Well,
They were going to name the country Iran out, but it was too long. So they said, let's just call it Iran.
it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, the Flock of Seagulls did a whole song about it. You know that, right?
I ran so far away.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that.
They're Iranian. One of them's Iranian. They don't talk about it. No.
Really?
You know, what's interesting, they never show any of this. CNN is the worst. The corrupt news network. That's what it is.
Oh.
Or actually, I like to call it the Clinton News Network.
I've heard
right?
that. Yeah.
The ratings, they're lower than P. Diddy Zipper. It's so terrible.
That's pretty low, sir.
Terrible. And then you got the other one, ABC. You know, ABC, that was the one that they had the debate.
Right.
You see what they did with the debate, right?
Mhm.
It's terrible.
What about CBS, the way they edited Kamala Harris's interview?
Which they said, take away their license. No, it's never been done. No one's ever. I mean, one thing if you shorten an interview, but when you take like one answer, you put it in front of another question, that's terrible. That's really bad. And ABC, when they had the debate, that was 3-on-1. You saw that 3-on-1.
Yes, I did see that.
I haven't seen 3-on-1 since I was in a hotel room in Vegas.
Probably a pretty good price for that.
But they don't. There's one network I trust. You know what it is, don't you? Right?
Fox? No, it's not Fox.
Wrong. No.
Patrick and the People?
What's that?
Patrick and the People?
No, you're close. You're close. You're my second favorite. You ready?
Yeah.
It's the Playboy Channel. I love the Playboy Channel.
No, that's a good one.
That's where I get my news from the Playboy
Yeah,
Channel.
they get great articles over there. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Patrick, by the way,
Yes, sir.
you have the greatest podcast. I love what you're doing, and I really appreciate it. And, you know, I listen to many other podcasts. They're horrible. I go on a lot of them. They're terrible. They're boring as hell. But you're doing a hell of a job. I endorse you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that a great deal. Thank you.
I love Arkansas. Great, beautiful state, Arkansas.
And you know they voted for you both times, and I'm sure they will again.
Think of it. Back in 2016, they didn't think I could win, right? They thought, oh, Hillary.
Yeah.
Did so great in 2016. And it wasn't easy. You know, we had 17 candidates in the Republican Party. You remember that, right?
Of course I do.
There
Yeah.
was a lot of people running, and they were smart, talented. We had Boring Jeb and Little Marco. And it was 17 candidates when it first started. Then it went down to like 12 because Chris Christie ate about 5 of them.
Yeah, no, I heard that he did. Yeah, he caught him backstage. Yeah.
He doesn't belong in the White House. He belongs in the White Castle. I can tell you that, right?
I understand that.
He wouldn't endorse me. We couldn't find him. Did you know that? We couldn't find him.
No.
He was to be in the Rose Garden. He was in the Olive Garden.
Oh, he was at Olive Garden. Yeah.
Called him Christy Cream. Christy Cream. He's so fat. He's a fat slut. He's a whale. He's a whale.
Yeah. Is he well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Terrible.
No, I mean, he clearly you vanished him. He's gone. I haven't seen
He's
him
gone.
in
You tried
years, really.
I didn't give him a job. You know that, right? I didn't want. He wanted to be. I don't know what he wanted, but he wanted to work in my cabinet. I said, I'm not going to put you in my cabinet. You'll probably eat everything in it.
Yeah, no, he didn't have anything
I
left.
said, forget it. I said, forget it. He got angry about it. He's very angry man. Angry and fat. That's the worst two things you can be. Angry and fat.
That's a tough combination. I've been that before.
Frustrated and incompetent, like if you're angry and you're fat, that's probably worse.
Right. Well, Mr. Trump, we want to thank you so much for taking a minute to come on our show and wish you very good luck on the election. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of you soon.
By the way, when we win, Patrick, we're going to celebrate, all right? I'll make sure to come into the studio. We'll celebrate,
That'd
okay?
be amazing. I'd love to have you in the studio, Mr. President. That would be an honor.
Thank you. Well, listen, we love you. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Trump, and have a blessed day.
All right. And remember, fight, right?
Yes, sir. Fight. We're there.
Unlike Biden, who says good night.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
All right. We'll see you very soon. We love you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And there you go. Uh-oh. Hold on. We got an issue there. There you go. That is President Trump if you want him. You know, the great thing about this is that yesterday when we posted it, just watching people go nuts on Facebook. Oh, so amazing, man. And so I hope that those of you who are really mad, I hope you feel really bad now. Hey, we got something else we need to get to. Let's do something else here. What do you say?
He's Patrick. He's an angry SOB. Patrick, are you freaking kidding me? Patrick, right here on PATB. Suck it, man. This guy is really pissed. Angry Patrick.
All right, let's get to it. Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland, one of the oldest colleges in the country, is trying to get with the times first with a change to its logo. You see, in 2013, Washington College introduced a new logo that used George Washington's original signature. Now, the school is ditching the 18th century script for a more modern typeface. Brian Spear, that's the vice president of Washington College's marketing, said, because cursive writing is no longer taught universally, the script, especially this version, was difficult to read and not immediately recognizable for many students. This was counterproductive when it came to name recognition and identity. You know, Mr. Vice President, that makes perfect sense. Are you freaking kidding me? Listen, Vice President Dick Mitten, is it cool if I call you that? Or would it be better if I called you Brian the baby back bitch? I digress. Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. You're telling me that the school named after George Mother-loving Washington finds it too difficult for the kids to recognize his signature because it's written in cursive? Is that a pretty fair assessment? Because I could literally take a piece of paper, lay it in Mr. Whisker's litter box for a couple days, and whatever comes out on that paper is still smarter than anything you just said, and probably smells better than the shit you're trying to sell me. You say the kids aren't learning cursive and it's hard for them to recognize? Far be it from me to suggest that you're a school. You couldn't, I don't know, teach them to recognize the signature, the frickin' namesake of the school they attend. Is that a little too hard for them? Better yet, teach them cursive. No, that's great. Go ahead and coddle them. Maybe in a few years we can dumb people down to only reading pictures. Next up, thousands of bottles of Duloxetine, that's a popular antidepressant medication, are being recalled because of the presence of what's called toxic chemicals. The recall involves bottles of Duloxetine delayed release capsules distributed nationwide, according to the FDA. The lot number is 220128. They have an expiration of December 2024. The drug's brand name is Cymbalta. Hey, but that's okay. We all know things happen, right? Are you free? What the folks, when I tell you I can't think of one better situation to say you had one job. Make a depressed human being feel better with your magical pills. The ones that take you from crying in the fetal position to feeling so good it puts a tickle in your taint. You know, it takes you from I'm considering murdering my husband to I just might give my man a ticket to Pound Town. And what is the one precaution of any antidepressant? Don't just stop taking it because it could cause you to do what? Ding, 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 suicide. Yeah, great job, Cymbalta. You may as well have sent every one of them a mirror that reads, not in cursive, your mom was right, you're trash, and it can't be fixed, or you're so ugly you'd make a freight train take a dirt road, or the classic, you even sound fat. You had one job, make people happy. Now they're going to have to add a second antidepressant just to cope with your bullshit, and you wonder why people question medication. And finally, the Sherwood, Oregon Police Department offering a new Halloween event called Hide and Seek with a Cop, where armed uniformed officers will try to tag participants as they run through a wooded park at night. Officer Paul Madison explained the event is meant to be a fun community building activity like coffee with the cops or bowling night. Best idea I've ever heard. I mean, right? Are you freaking, is it Halloween or April Fools? You want me to show up to a park at night where I'm going to run and try to hide from the armed police officer chasing me? Haven't we all seen this movie before? It feels like a trap. It looks like a trap, but nah, said every guy in every movie that died 5 minutes later. Now, maybe I misunderstand. This is a singles event, right? Like speed dating, a bunch of scantily clad women with their blouse balloons bouncing bouncing out and fully rendered moose knuckle on display, being pursued by cops with guns. Now that might be fun. Oh no, are you going to arrest me and pull out your big weapon? I don't have any cash, officer, but I'm willing to pay my fine. Yeah, that's not what this is. This is literally a big game of hide and seek with the cops. I've spent my whole life avoiding being chased by a cop with a gun. Not one person who heard this idea along the way said anything like, do you think maybe in today's social climate it's a bad idea? Who came with this marketing plan? The Menendez brothers? Because this is definitely the worst idea since scratch and sniff tampons. I'm just going to stay home for Halloween and instead play hide and seek with my bill collectors. Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah.
Brought to you by that gunk in the back of your throat.
All right, everybody. All right. Let me switch the camera back up here. Hold on, y'all. Let me make some magic here. Yeah, let me just reset this camera here. Okay, there we go. How about that's the magic right there? Hey, what did everybody think of that amazing interview with the president there? What do you think, Mr. Kerry?
I think that was pretty awesome. That
Yeah.
couldn't have went any better.
Yeah, you liked the interview? It was a pretty revealing.
Absolutely. I voted yesterday.
Yeah, okay. Chad, how about yourself?
I thought it was awesome, man.
Yeah, you enjoyed it? You thought he had a great message?
Yes, it's pretty
Okay. Aaron, I know that you're usually pretty far left here.
That took a long time.
It is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life right there, I think. And that, hey, there you go. Thanks for switching the camera angle. Man, that was a lot of fun. His name is actually Bob DiBuono, or Bob DiBuono. I'm not sure I'm exactly pronouncing it right, but he is rated as the #1 Trump impersonator in the world. He is. I know a lot of people like Shane Gillis, who's amazing at it. But I thought he did a fantastic job. I thought it was a lot of fun, and he had a lot of funny lines. He had some kind of audio issue on his end on the end of the podcast or the end of the interview. But otherwise, it was pretty great.
That was pretty impressive.
I mean, he sounds very, very much. I mean, he's got the mannerisms and the voice down pretty good.
Like that was the whole package.
Yeah, no, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. All right, let's move to some new and different things that I've got here to talk about. As a matter of fact, I'm sure that we need to get into this.
Can we get all of it?
This is the segment, not like the other. People do stupid shit, you say, oh brother. Hey, it's not a copy or a clone of any previous bit. But if you think so, hey, we don't give a shit. Yeah, wackadoo in the news.
That's right, baby.
Grammy Award artist.
Yeah, Grammy Award when I'm nominated. I haven't won. I mean, let's be honest. I have not won yet. I've just been nominated. Okay, so let's get to the wackiest stories in the news for you today. Not often you see a zoo asking public to help identify an animal, but that's what the Bristol Zoo in England is doing. A trail cam set up by the facility's woodland area captured a photo of a mysterious winged and horned creature. The woodland area home to numerous wild animals, including whatever the hell this is. On its website, the zoo said of its experts after reviewing the images, they say the creature appears to have 4 legs, is like nothing they've ever seen. Some say it appears to be a muntjac deer. I don't know what that is, or if I even said it right, it could be muntjac. But zoo officials don't think it is. If you're an expert in mysterious creatures with wings and horns, maybe you can help the Bristol Zoo. Maybe it's Bigfoot.
Right.
You know, maybe it's Bigfoot. Huh? Could be. You never know.
Call your guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him to go investigate it. Matt,
If Bigfoot has wings, bro,
We're screwed.
we're screwed.
outta here.
It's over. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, that's a good point. You never know what you're going to find with a metal detector. Let me pause there. Have you guys, Kerry, you ever done metal detecting, taking it out and tried to find stuff?
Not really. My buddy's kid had one. I'd go play in the yard for a minute with the kid.
Yeah.
That's about it.
How about you, Chad?
I've always wanted to try it, but I've never had one.
How about you, man?
I can't do it. I can't.
I want to go magnet fishing. That's the thing I see people do. That looks
And we'll,
dope.
Like in the drainage ditches and get the
Well, yeah, or it's like the Saline River or wherever, because I mean, you can't imagine.
crystals and all kinds of stuff, man.
No, they do all the time. They find stuff like that, and it's a really interesting thing to see. You know,
Call the cops when they find a gun.
So, yeah, mostly they do because they never know.
Yeah, you don't know what that's been used for.
If
man.
they're
Yeah.
recording it, they do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. If they're recording it, they do.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
door.
that's right. I just found $100,000. You better cut that tape off. You never know what you're going to find with a metal detector. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, once I did buy a metal detector for my son Noah, and all these years later, it's probably safe to admit this, and I'm probably going to ruin his life today. But I bought him a metal detector, man, and he was so damn excited, right? And the kid spent the whole day out in the yard trying to find stuff, nothing. I waited till he went to bed, and I went and dug a hole and put some quarters in it so that he could find some the next day.
Did he find them?
Oh, yeah, man. It was glorious. It was glorious. He thought he had hit treasure, man. He spent another week out there until he gave up again. I felt kind of bad, but it was just pretty great. One TikTok user built up almost 50,000 followers sharing footage of things he's found using metal detectors. And one detecting trip to a beach in Spain wound up being good use of 4 hours. He found old coins, the usual assortment of garbage, and some rings. During that trip, he found 7 gold rings, one of them slightly unusual. The gold measured in carats with 18 karat and 14 karat varieties, but one of the rings was a 19 karat gold ring, and the carat scale 24 is pure. 19 karat is about 80% pure and worth about $70 a gram. So, you know, that's like, must be like the uncut cocaine. It's worth a lot more per gram. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know that for sure. That's only speculation from watching Breaking Bad. Yeah. This is such a weird story, but can we get a law passed making it a requirement for scientists to watch horror movies? A team in China has succeeded in reviving a pig's brain activity after it died. They kept it going for almost an hour. Previous studies have shown the brain can only keep going 5 to 8 minutes after blood supply is limited, but the experiment beat that by about 55 minutes. It gets more interesting when you hear this. While the longest time that one of the dead pig brains came back after being connected to the liver system was 50 minutes, the brain had electrical activity for 6 hours. Brains that had no oxygen for an hour were still active for even 3 hours after that. They're doing a lot more research needed before they start making zombie pigs, I'm sure. But I mean, that just the thought that 6 hours later your brain still got activity going, it could mean that, you know, after, let's say you lose your dome or whatever, you know, you get it severed, you could be just sitting there bored as hell for about 6 hours till you die.
I want to know what level of consciousness this carries, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that'd be weird, man. It's
I
just,
was wondering what the next pandemic was going to be.
yeah, you know. Yeah, no, that definitely, this is why we can't have normal diseases anymore, because we're out keeping pigs' heads alive for an hour longer than they should be. All right, here we go. Let's go to Florida where, you know, things happen. If you're throwing your dinner at your wife, obviously you weren't that damn hungry. Markel Royal arguing Sunday night about his abuse of alcohol when he became irate and threw his bowl of spaghetti at his wife, hitting her on the front of her body on her stomach. Police found the woman covered with sauce when they responded to the call. Royal, charged with enhanced felony battery count, has been ordered to have no contact with his wife. Not his first trouble. He has a 20-year rap sheet with multiple drug and firearm charges and a 2018 conviction for roughing up the lady. Yeah, you know it's bad when you're throwing the spaghetti, huh?
Must have tasted like shit.
That's what I thought too. Like, why don't you learn to cook better? Wouldn't happen. There were reports in June that over a dozen golf courses in Canada were getting frustrated. Police hadn't figured out why their golf carts were disappearing. This week, the police came through. York Regional Police have charged multiple people for being part of a crime ring that's stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of golf carts, with only 18 recovered. The assumption most of them were sold on the black market. The cartel had also diversified. When police raided the homes and storage lockers belonging to the group, they also found rare Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards and $100,000 and a bunch of weed. Well, it sounds like they were having a good old time there, huh?
Just making money selling it.
Yeah, they must have been making good money if they got 100,000 cash laying around. But, you know, easy come, easy go. Wait, easy go's a kind of golf cart. Never mind. I apologize for that. That was wrong of me to even do. Let's go over here and look at these other ones here I've got. Okay, so This 30-second test can allegedly reveal your biological age. So if you believe in such a thing, forget how many steps you get a day. The stand test might be what really matters when you get older. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic came up with a simple equipment-free way to determine your biological age. It comes down to how long you can balance on one leg. Yeah, that's right. Turns out the amount of time you can do that is an important indicator of nerve, bone, and muscle strength. Balancing gets more difficult as you get older, it says, as researchers say muscle mass decreases as much as 8% a decade. All right. The study involved 40 healthy participants, and the balance test lasts 30 seconds. And they had people do different stances: 2 feet on the ground, eyes open, 2 feet on the ground, eyes closed, standing on one leg, eyes open, on your dominant leg, and then on your non-dominant leg. The results show that standing on one leg, the non-dominant one, had the highest rate of decline with age. The amount of time someone could stand on their non-dominant leg decreased 2.2 seconds a decade. And so that's how you know. You stand on your non-dominant leg and see how long you can do it, and then you measure your time with everybody else.
I'm a few decades old, bro, and I still don't even know which one's my dominant leg.
You don't know which one's your dominant leg?
No
Which
idea.
one's the one you'd kick an ass with?
Both of them.
Oh, well, you're ambidextrous.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're just ambidextrous,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
Yeah. That's it. All right. Let's go to this one here then. Oh, this I can tell you, this is going to be interesting already. Okay, so Ozempic could lower Alzheimer's risk among those with type 2 diabetes. They've just discovered that in addition to losing weight, after 3 years worth of records, almost 1 million type 2 diabetics, it found that these semaglutides had a 40 to 70% reduced risk of developing Alzheimer's compared to those that took other types of diabetes medication. You're nodding your head. You've heard this?
No, but I just hate Alzheimer's, man. It's personal. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. No, my grandmother, she had it when she passed away. And, there were, you cope with it. You learn to deal with it, and it was sad, but there were lots of moments that were kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I went in with my wife, and my grandmother thought it was my ex-wife. Yeah, that was an awkward moment, about as awkward as the pause that just happened right here.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, when she said that name, I was like, "No, Grandma, we got to go. We got to go. I can't do this." And we were going, "No,
She said that to Lord.
no, hell no, no, no. I wouldn't be alive if that were the case. I'd be a dead man." Okay, Justin Timberlake is postponing more shows. He posted that 6 of his Forget Tomorrow World Tour concert will be rescheduled so he can recover from bronchitis and laryngitis. Who gives a shit? Sorry. Okay, a town in Saskatchewan, Canada is trying to figure out what to do after next month's election. Officials in Kyle are scrambling because no one is running for mayor to replace the one who's retiring. Not one person wants to be mayor.
I like it.
It's Canada.
Yeah, an open spot in the town council has no candidate. Some officials are confident someone will step forward. If not, a deputy mayor chosen from the town council will have to step it in. There are about 430 residents of the town. Man, they're going to get some idiot. I'll be the mayor. I'm going to do it, boy.
I can do this.
Yeah, I can do it. Hey, I got out of 5th grade. I got this, man. I can stand on one leg, non-dominant for a long time. Okay, I'm real good. Okay. All right, let's do something else.
It doesn't say it on the box, but Hot Pockets will totally burn your penis.
I'm not sure how that would happen. I just think about that.
It's definitely
Drop the
from the
cheese.
devil.
Huh?
Hot Pockets are definitely from the devil. That
Yeah.
just gets way too hot.
All right. Hot Pocket. Everyone wants Jim Gaffigan's signature bits right there. I think that, guys, this is a great time to talk about this, and everybody can kind of chip in. As time moves on, the concept of what's considered handsome evolves. If it didn't, I guess we'd all be wearing top hats and have handlebar mustaches, or be wearing pantaloons or something to that effect. But ask men, look back 25 years when the site first started and took notice of the changes in grooming and style over 25 years. What's changed the definition of what's considered handsome from then to now. So manscaping, if you go back 25 years, was practically unheard of. Now it's almost expected that a guy at least trims up and takes care of the undercarriage. I mean, is that pretty common across the board here? We all keep some level of modicum.
How many years ago was 20? What year was it? 25 years ago.
Well,
Just for context.
yeah, it'd be 1999.
Okay.
Is that the last time you trimmed it?
No, well,
Oh, I'm just out curious. Manscaper.
I mean, I believe so. If you want her to take care of it, hers, I guess you better take care of yours.
Well, there you go. That's fair. What's fair is
I
fair.
agree with him. That's
Yeah.
Pretty, yeah.
And
I
as
like
someone
that.
who does piercing,
Yeah.
he definitely agrees. Hey, please,
There.
please go ahead and mow that. All right. It says tattoos. 25 years ago, they were taboo and rebellious. Now they're a trend and accepted almost anywhere, with the exception of the facial tattoo or the tribal one sometimes. But a tattoo's definitely more acceptable now. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember the only guys when I was a kid that had tattoos were guys who'd gone to war,
Yes.
and they were hideous. It was usually a lady that would dance if you move your arm like this,
My
or
grandpa had all that stuff.
yeah, they were just hideous war tattoos. That was mainly it, and you knew they were grizzled up, pissed off, and you didn't mess with those guys.
Yes.
That's how you knew. The
Yeah.
tattoo said, "Don't talk to him," or the Navy anchor ones, never talk to that guy. If he had an anchor tattoo, nope, he's gonna whoop that. Yeah, there you go, whoop that ass. Yeah, you didn't mess with them. But now, hell, everybody's getting tattoos. Everybody's getting piercings. Everybody's, decorating their bodies and whatnot,
they're too fancy. Like people that have this whole strategic.
like a sleeve type
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
or where
Oh,
it's
man, just run that crap together.
you just
Right.
like the random tats everywhere.
Blend it, baby, blend it.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. No, you say make it work. It doesn't have to match up.
Oh, man,
Doesn't have to be a full body sleeve.
Right.
it don't matter if your cousin Ronnie did it.
It doesn't matter if he did it with cigarette ash and vinegar.
Oh, man.
Tattoo, no matter where it comes.
That's right. Cosmetic procedures, cosmetic surgery, not just for women anymore. You still need to choose your provider well and not go overboard. Would anyone, let's start with you, Aaron, would you consider a cosmetic procedure of any kind?
Uh, does like waxing my unibrow count? I'd do that.
No, that is not. That's great and good for you. I'm glad. But no, that does not count. It would be like if you were to get Botox or a facelift, or
No.
that's a no. Okay. How about yourself, Kerry?
No, I don't think I can do nothing like that.
No plastic surgery, no cosmetic.
Got a really small butt, but I still wouldn't let
He
nobody.
wants a
You want a
BBL.
BBL?
Need a little filler,
Either
man.
way, I
He
couldn't
wants
do
a
it.
woo. He wants to get a woo like me. Get that ledge back there. You can put a little drink on. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. What about you, Chad? No.
I'm good, man.
Yeah. Okay. You say no. I've thought about it, but probably not. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I might would do something right here, just under my eyes, but beyond that, I don't want to. Look, I've had a top chicken lip for my whole life, and I'm used to it. I'm good with it. I've never had a problem, operating it, and I don't really want to change that. So that I might consider my eyes. But I probably will never do it. I've talked a lot. I always tell Laura, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get a wig. I'm going to get a wig. I'm going to get one of those glue-ons, man, and do it. And I would. I absolutely would do it. I'd come back with some Michael Bolton, some Bon Jovi hair, maybe some Predator hair or something like that. But everybody knows me. So when you have this today and you come back tomorrow looking like Bon Jovi circa 1987,
Freaking
people
awesome.
are like, no, they're not awesome. They're like, take that wig off, you ass. Okay, let's see. Skincare today. Today's man aware of the importance of caring for his skin. Do you do more skincare than you did?
Definitely.
Yeah. How about yourself, Chad?
Wash my face.
You're a piercer. You don't do skincare.
No,
I'm shocked by this.
I just don't.
No, but you got great skin anyway, Aaron.
Bro, I've been on Irish Spring for 40 years, man.
I'm telling you,
My
man.
brother said he's on Irish Spring.
I ain't getting off of it. Man, when I was a little kid and all the girls would say, you smell like soap. I was like, that's because I'm clean. And the more they
Exactly.
said it, the more I would use it.
I mean, hey, just smelling like soap is pretty good. That's a plus right there. And then, oh no, I don't know. Subscription boxes. See, that's a whole different lifestyle. I don't live that life. These guys, they have these new subscription boxes like,
Oh, you ordered the stuff and it comes.
Well, like you sign up and you give them all your sizes, and they just start sending you
Yeah, I don't know.
clothes, or it may be hair products, or it may be things like that. But
razors now.
razors, yeah, you can do that. I'm kind of thinking about going to a straight razor to shave because Tyler, he's a barber now, and that's how he shaves people at the barber shop. And I was like, man, I've kind of been thinking about doing that because I don't use shaving lotion or gel or anything like that. I just shave in the shower, dry. I mean, it's not dry; it's hot and my face is wet. But that I don't use any. I mean, do you use shaving cream? I'm sure probably most people do. What about you?
It's electric.
Oh, that's all you do is electric, no shaving cream. Oh, you got a good electric if it cuts it that low. Is it the rotary?
Yeah, but it's only like a $30 one. That's a cheap
So you're gonna cut yourself with a
Thanks.
straight razor?
Yeah, I need to know what brand that is. It's pretty good, huh? Yes, I would cut myself. It's a straight razor. Why?
Well,
You think that's scary?
I asked
Right here
my
on the
barber
neck.
if he shaves himself with a straight razor.
What'd he
said
say?
No, he can't do it because you got to use your left. You'd have to swap hands.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
efficient
yeah.
with one hand. If you
You don't think you think I'd need to swap hands?
I think
Oh,
you will have to swap hands eventually. You get tired.
Oh.
I'm just
Oh, yeah, I should have known that was coming. Let me ask you this: what do you think has really, if we're really just talking about men in the past 25 years, what would you say as a general, as a society? What do you think the biggest changes between us now and us 25 years ago as men are? What do you think? What stands out? What do you think? Anybody?
it was normal for men to produce men 25 years ago.
You think?
Yeah.
You mean
It was still normal.
more masculine? Is that what you mean? More of the
Absolutely.
the masculine style?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll counter that by saying it was more customary 25 years ago when men got a divorce for them to vanish and not be seen again by their kids.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
It's true.
Absolutely, yeah.
It is. It is true. I
Yeah,
think
one of
that.
those.
Yeah. As do some I'm very close to that I know.
A man should never have to teach himself how to be one, man.
That's some true stuff right there.
Now that is true. Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point. It is good as I think as men to as you're able to not being a Kyle or a Karen. Don't just walk up on someone and start trying to tell them how to live their damn life. That ain't your place, okay? Unless
Right.
it's your kid. But if you have friends or guys that you know are younger, or maybe they don't know, man. Yeah, it is our responsibility to help them out a little bit.
Yep.
Help them realize what's up, what's going on, what's the right thing to do is. I hate being put in weird positions too with friends. Like I had a friend for a while, and I'm not going to name names, or I'll even avoid the gender at this point. This person I knew was having an affair with someone, and this person was married, and that couple would come to my house regularly to hang out. And I finally, after about 3 times, I told my wife, I said, I can't do it anymore. She said, what? I said, I can't hang out and pretend. I keep looking at this person like I don't know what's going on. I feel horrible about it, and I don't want to know it, And so either we have to stop hanging out, or somebody's going to tell somebody, because I'm not going to be the one that when they figure it out a year from now or 6 months from now, they go, you mean you knew the whole time and you never told me, you asswipe? Yeah, no, I would be a complete asswipe. And I couldn't do it. Have you ever been in a position like that where you were like forced to make that, you're in that really bad position between two people you care about?
Not really between people, but I've had some weird ass business situations.
Yeah.
Like people want me to say things that aren't really what they were,
Really?
for sponsors and things. But we don't.
No, that's also, yeah, no, I am not about that line.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
about
I don't- I
being
can't think
unethical.
of I haven't had any friend.
What about
friends don't
yourself,
think-
man? You ever been stuck in a situation where you knew a friend was doing something that you weren't down with, and you had trouble with it?
I'm sure I was. Probably with the people I used to hang out. Probably
That's
a
what I
lot.
was thinking.
But,
Thinking back in the day when you were maybe,
Man, I don't know if you should really do that.
well, my response today would definitely be different than my response back then.
Exactly.
well, yeah, my response back then would have been, yeah, can I have that some more of that right now, please? Yeah, keep it coming. As opposed to today where I'm like, I got things to do, and I'm busy, I'm going to be messing with all that today, you know. I see we have a guest out here. Kerry, will you just check and see what's going on with our guest out here and what we can do to make their life better today? Yeah, see who we got here. All right. All right, let's do this for just a minute.
Morning motivations.
Your office cubicle cannot hold you back. Unless, of course, you want to keep your job. Then you better stay in there. But if you want to go on welfare or something, go for it, dude. You won't need much food. You're a butterfly.
This is a morning motivation.
So I'm going to have to have, what's up, man? Have Aaron and Kerry, will y'all let them sit down? Or y'all switch up somewhere so they can get sat down together? What's going on, guys?
Again in the corner.
All right, everybody. Sorry, we're doing a little change up here because we've got some great stuff going on. Come on in and have a seat, guys. Come on in over here, man. Get you a seat. How you doing, man? Grab those headsets right there. Come on in, man. Come on and have a seat, man. How you doing, brother? Come on in here. What's going on, man?
How are you?
Good, good. Grab that headset right there and put it on. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Long time no see.
It has been a minute. What is going on, guys? We're right here. We've got two of Stays in Vegas, baby.
Yeah.
They have been a mainstay in the local rock scene for some time now. Tell me what's going on, guys.
Yeah,
Introduce yourselves to the audience, first of all.
I'm Christopher Fulmer, and
Blake Copeland.
Yep. I'm guitar and vocals, and
Bass.
I forget what you do,
vocals.
man. So I have to remember. It's
Yeah.
been so long. No, we've been around for years now. Yeah, we're back at it. We kind of took a hiatus.
Well, I knew that you had. So when you reached out to me, I was like, "Oh, great! I didn't know you guys were back at it," and I was very excited to have you on.
Yeah, it was. We
Scoot you in this way a little bit so people can see you. There you
I
go.
like getting close to you.
Yeah, no, I smell good. Trust me.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, so we took a hiatus for a little while after COVID, and started working on our fourth album. That's taking 2.5 years now.
Yeah, it must be well produced.
Yeah. Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far. It's just been some back and forth. But we're finally getting it rolling, and we just released today. Actually, it dropped our new EP.
Is that right?
Yeah, called Duality. It's got 2 songs on it. In the process of working on our fourth studio album, we had a couple songs that just didn't sound like the usual us. There's some acoustic ballads. We had a symphony section on it.
Oh, wow.
A local artist.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a local artist, Joseph Fuller, came in and did cello, violin, piano on it. We recorded at Wolfman Studios here in Little Rock, but we
cool.
had them mixed and mastered at Abbey Roads in London.
Yes, the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. So they sound amazing, and we wanted to put them out as a special edition EP.
Okay.
While we're still working on the fourth album.
So we'll be able to link to that today on our blog and get everybody over to see that EP and get access to it. Is that accurate?
Yes, yeah, it's available anywhere you stream or download music.
Yeah. Now you have a website, right?
Yes, staysinvegasofficial.com.
Staysinvegasofficial.com. Now, how did you arrive at the name Stays in Vegas? Because it is an unusual one.
Do we tell the real story or the story we've told for 100 years now?
I don't know. Which is better? That's the question.
We've told that we used to have a guitarist in the band, and he got drunk, and we left him in Vegas. Hence the
That
name
sounds
Stays in
great.
Vegas. That was one. No, we started as a cover band, kind of a party band.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, I think, is when Stays in Vegas started. We were trying to come up with a name. Me and the original founding member, John Buzan, we came up with like Barney Tastes Like Purple Chicken was one.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah.
right.
I think Stays in Vegas is catchier for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you made a better choice.
Fred Said Right was one because there's the band Right Said Fred.
Yeah. I could see that was, kind of, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I was watching The Hangover one night, and a big Hangover fan, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, what about Stays in Vegas until we figure out something better?"
Just run with that.
Yeah, just run with that. And he's like, "Yeah, I guess that'll work." And we started using it, and everybody kept coming up, going, "Man, I've heard of you guys. You guys are awesome." I'm like, "You've never heard of us. You just heard of Stays in Vegas. Like
Yeah.
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." so it kind of worked, and we just rolled with it, and now it's stuck.
No, I mean, that's a really actually pretty good story, and you know, sometimes the truth is better than the little gimmicks, you know.
Yeah. There for a while, we got asked so much being on the road and toured, we started coming up with fake.
What inspires you to continue to do music?
I know it's not the money, that's for sure. Yeah,
It never is for bands that are more regional or local sometimes until they catch that one ride, you know.
Yeah.
But there is a passion and love for it.
Yeah, there is. It's just it's something that's in your bones as a musician, and you got to have a creative outlet. You know, we all go through things, and as an artist, different artists need to have an outlet. You have an outlet being an amazing
I do.
podcaster and radio personality and
Thank
stuff like
you. Very
that,
kind of you.
and comedian too.
Yeah, I've done a little of that.
So yeah, painters have to paint, and as a musician, I have to write songs and play guitar, and just I love it. It's everything. I don't know about you, Blake.
What inspires you to keep making music, man?
I mean, kind of the same stuff. I just like how it seems smooth and easy. Like I can just take an instrument and play just about any song,
Right.
and you don't have to. Just feels nice playing.
Yeah, no, I get it. Now, obviously, you're a rock musician. You guys play great music, but when you're not rocking, what do you do? What's your gig?
I'm an actor on the side.
That's what I knew you did acting, and that's where I was trying to go. Is you do some of that, right?
Yeah. This year it's been kind of slow. Last year I've been kind of going in waves. One year I'll just focus on acting, and then this year has been music mostly. But I did a lot of.
What are some of the acting roles you've taken on?
Last year, actually it released this year. I did a Lifetime series called "Text Me When You Get Home."
Really?
Yeah, and did a Travel Channel series where I was a parapsychologist in a purple velour suit.
How do you, if you don't mind, how do you get cast in something like that? I mean, you're talking about Lifetime. You're talking about these are big time productions. This isn't something that is being made down here at the Capitol building or something.
No. Actually, I did do one at the Capitol building. But yeah, I'm with the agency in Little Rock now. They're my agent. They give me some of the gigs and stuff, but most of them I go on like websites like Backstage or Actors Access, and I pimp myself out, for lack of a better term, and find some of these gigs. Some of them are, short films. I do a lot with UCA Film School.
Okay.
So I do a lot of student films for them to help.
Have you worked
them
with
out.
Jerry Bruno?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, he's a film director here locally, and man, that guy he's everything, bro. He is one of the most amazing. I did a series, a web series with him. It was a supernatural series, and I was one of the bad guys that were trying to catch Katie Allen, Chris Allen's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She was the protagonist in the story, and she had these supernatural kind of telekinetic powers. And I think she killed me with a refrigerator, or at least crushed me. I don't know if she killed me, but she crushed me, and that was that. And then I did do another film where I played a drunken detective, an alcoholic detective, which was a good. I enjoyed that role. That was a lot of fun.
And we did a film together that the budget got cut, and we I forgot about that.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Well, we never were in the same room together, but
right.
I was the angry, abusive husband, which I usually am, and you were the bad guy.
I may have been the stabber.
So and the budget got cut, like a lot of things.
I played a villain a couple or three times. I did a little bit, but I always enjoy the acting roles. They're just a lot of fun because all you have to do is zone in on that one thing and nothing else, and it's really enjoyable to immerse yourself and do that.
Yeah, and it's for me. I get to kind of go away from myself, which is weird because the roles I've been getting back when I had long hair, I was typecast as the bartender, the musician, the things.
Right now, you're the meth dealer, or
I'm the abusive husband, the racist coach, stuff like that.
Yeah, you got a beard and a bald head, so now you're Walter White over again. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is it's kind of hard going from, because anybody that knows me knows I'm happy-go-lucky and peace, love, and good hippie stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have to flip it and go racist, angry, abusive person, and it like totally drains me. And then I have to turn that off and go back to I hate you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, it's like Ed Norton in American History X.
Yes.
You know that dude needed some kind of palate cleanser for about a year after he made that movie. Man, that was a rough one right there. Now, what do you do aside from music that you enjoy?
I was gonna say I'm a pretty simple person because it's just work and family.
Just work and family. Now, tell me about your family a little bit.
My wife, we've been married for 4 years now.
Okay, congratulations.
Got a 2-year-old.
Okay.
2 in a couple months, and we actually got another one on the way.
Oh wow. Okay, you're a glutton for punishment. No, I get it. No, 2 years old is that's a challenging age. They're always amazing. They're fun because they're really just developing their their language skills and all that. But they're a pain in the ass because they are the terrible twos for a reason. They are everywhere. Yeah, no, they are everywhere, and they will. Man, I remember it was a little older than that. Actually, he was about 4. I think 4 or 5, and no, he had to be 4 because I was a single dad then, and I would lock my door. My door though, it had the alarm on it where if he opened it, he'd go bing like that, right? So he's laid down taking a nap or whatever. I'm like, oh, it's my time to go to the bathroom, right? And it's not number 1, okay? Let me just tell you that it ain't number 1, and so I'm in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I hear bing. And I'm like, Noah. And I'm like, oh, God, he's going out the front door. So I quickly try to handle some business, and that's when I hear my truck start.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I had a 90, at that time, a 99 extended cab, 4-door Dodge Ram. Beautiful truck. It's like 2 years after they'd come out. And I'm now running out the door. And he's got it in reverse. He's backing down the driveway. He's 4.
Oh, my.
Man, I ran like Carl Lewis, bro. I ran so hard to get. I got up with him right before the end of the drive and managed to stop it and then whooped his butt all the way back to the house. But, and I would do it again. Trust me, because it was scary as hell right there. But, man, yeah, kids at that age or those ages, man, they can be a handful. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's already know all of our hiding spots and stuff. Like when we hide the remotes on top of the couch or on top of this, and he climbed to it.
But not the weed.
No.
That's good. That's good. I hadn't found that yet. Yeah, no, don't let him find that one now. It's, so what's going on with where's the band going to be next? What's going on? Tell us how they can get more of Stays in Vegas, how they're going to hear more, where they're going to get more.
So we got a couple shows coming up. You could check out our Bandcamp page for all that information. Our band's in town, but our website has our schedule on there. We have a couple shows coming up. We're playing a chili cook-off tomorrow. Then we're playing a Nirvana cover show at Vino's. It's a Crashcast podcast cover show at Vino's. We're playing on Saturday, November 2nd as Nirvana.
You're appearing as Nirvana.
Yeah,
you're doing their song or their music or a show. Is it a whole show?
Yeah, it's a whole.
So it's like a tribute to basically Nirvana.
We're doing a tribute set. Yeah, Crashcast. It's a local podcast. Some bands and artists put on together, but they do a cover show every year, and we're doing 2 nights. November 1st is Friday. November 2nd, Saturday. Our set is Nirvana. There's another band doing Alice in Chains. I think band Diet Sweets is doing Alice in Chains.
Really?
I don't know if it's the same night, but there's another band doing the Misfits. Another band doing Rage Impala.
So when is your night though?
November 2nd, Saturday, and we're
Saturday,
doing
November 2nd at where Vino's?
Vino's.
So that sounds pretty dope. If you're going to have Nirvana and Alice in Chains, basically jamming out, or bands portraying that as a tribute. I think that'd be a hell of a fun show to go to.
It will be. We were requested not to trash the stage as Nirvana did. We did that at Full Moon Records last year for Halloween.
Yeah.
And trashed the stage and everything, which he was fine with. He's like, I loved it. It was awesome. But Vino's doesn't want to.
Vino says, no, don't trash our stage, please.
Yeah, and Vino's is our home hub, so we don't want to piss them off.
I'll always owe a debt to Vino's and really more Samantha Allen because she used to book at Vino's, and she gave me my first stand-up room to do stand-up in.
Yeah.
When the local comedy club was not interested at the time.
Yeah.
And but I'd been on affiliated with the show for probably I don't know, a few years at that point, and was already doing the rant and whatnot. And so I thought the comedy club might, be interested. And at that time they weren't. And so I said, well, screw y'all. I'll go figure it out myself. And I just started making phone calls. And finally, Samantha at Beano's said yes. And I will forever be in her debt because I'll never forget that moment because I had been doing, radio probably for a few years at that point, just on Fridays doing the rant.
Yeah.
And when I pulled up to Vino's to park, there were literally people lined up down the sidewalk and around the front of Vino's. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. And to this day, it's still one of those moments I reflect on and I go, man, those folks were lined up to see me, and that was just a really cool feeling to have. And I'm sure you've had it many, many times because you could do so many shows, but it's just one of those things you don't forget that first time where, everybody's hungry for it and you're like, wow, man, this is cool. I might be doing something with it.
Yeah.
And now you see I'm super famous now.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
Sam did a lot, and Vinos has done a lot for us. And you have too. You opened for us our album release show.
I did. When was that? What year was that?
2017.
Where was that at?
Like that. Vinos.
And at Beano's, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that was a great night.
So we had the legend Patrick on to MC for us, but yeah, Vinos has done a lot for us, and it's been kind of humbling.
The home base, yeah.
Our home base, and anytime we do album release shows or anything big, we want to
go back to your roots. Yeah. No, I think that's great. That's great. Now, let me ask. I don't want to put you on the spot here. Were y'all going to do an acoustic performance today, or?
Oh, we can. Yeah.
Did you bring stuff to do it?
We brought our stuff.
Well, let's do that. Let's make it happen. Why don't y'all grab your stuff and let's do this acoustic performance for everybody.
Awesome.
All right, and I'll keep them entertained while you bring the equipment in here. Matter of fact, let me see here. I'm going to do this while they bring the equipment in, and you guys just enjoy it, okay? We'll go right.
I need to lose weight because of my wiener, right? Because you can't change how big your wiener is. It's just that big. All you can do is change what size your body around your wiener is. And like the fatter a guy gets, the smaller his wiener seems. Because fat eats it. It just stays the exact same, but now there's all this extra stuff around it, It's like, imagine like your cat sitting on your couch, and then imagine your cat like pushed down between the couch cushions. Like you can still see that it's a cat. Girls are like, is he okay? I'm like, he's fine. He'll come out when he's ready. When girls get fatter, their boobs get bigger, their butts get bigger. Dudes are like, hey. Can you imagine that, guys? If we got fatter and it made our wieners bigger? Girls would watch like my 600-pound life and be like, oh, yeah. But nope. I mean, it's fine. I'm not embarrassed, but I'm not proud. It's like right in the middle of those two words, I think. A girl's never looked at it and been like, what? But a girl's never looked at it and been like, what? So, girls just look at it and they're like, all right. A girl has never said, oh my God, in either direction. So, she's just like, okie dokie. Right? That's average, I think. I don't know. There's that baseball bat game where like a person will grab a baseball bat and then the other person grabs it and you keep like, yeah, you can't do that. You can grab it once, but that second hand won't go all the way. You can cap it still. You can still win the game.
That's Mike Baldwin right there. He is a hilarious comic. We're going to have him in the studio before too long, but right now I'm getting ready to let's see if we can change the camera angle up here just a little bit. And yeah, we're going to move this over a little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. That is, yeah, bear with me here while I try to figure out which one. Yeah, there we go. Look at those guys right there. This is stays in Vegas. Hold on, I'm going to mic you guys up here and let you guys do your acoustic thing, baby. Let's do it.
All right, cool. Yeah, this is off the new EP, Duality. It's called Memories of Pain, and the actual first ever live performance of this song. So we'll see how this goes.
We were never here before, never long to stay, taking all my days away. Pain is in your scars, giving in by haste. Never thought it'd be your fate. Push them down on your shattered crown. Now the darkest days upon your way. You and I never say goodbye. You and I never say goodbye. Left this world today in a stranger's hands. Never thought it'd be this way. You held up your signs, were down upon your knees, reaching out for all to see. Pushed them down upon your shattered crown. Now my darkest days upon their way. You and I never say goodbye. You and I never
Hell yeah, man. That was great. Thank you so much, guys. That was awesome. Really, really a great performance. You can, everybody can bring their chairs back in now. Oh yeah, we had to rearrange the studio to pull that off, but everybody can pull in now. All right, man. So, Chad, what's the deal at Piercings by Chad this weekend? Do you got anything going on for people that they need to know? Do what?
Wrapped around.
Oh, you're okay. There you go. You got stuck. Yeah, I see that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Anybody watching the show today, we'll do $5 off piercings for you if you come in the shop today and tomorrow.
Okay, $5 off a piercing if you come in today or tomorrow. Listen, let me talk to you for a second about Titan Roofing. If you are looking for a roof, then you need to consider Titan Roofing, and I'll tell you why. Because they have, number one, a 10-year transferable warranty. If you are selling your house in 5 years after you get a new roof, that warranty is going to be invaluable to you. That is going to be worth a lot because you can transfer it to the new owner. Secondly, and maybe even more important, is they specialize in overcoming claims that have been turned down. So if you've been turned down before on a roofing claim, they can get it done. Go to TitanRoofingCompany.com. It's TitanRoofingCompany.com. Jeremy and Josh there are amazing people and will be glad to help you out. And I think they're a great company. So check them out online at TitanRoofingCompany.com. Let's go to some comments from a few of the people online now. See what everybody is saying just in general this morning. Andy said first. Thanks, Andy. Ben Hubbard, good morning. Tracy's shaking her head. Good morning, people. Aaron Bradshaw. Happy Friday. Can't wait for Trump to call in. How exciting. That was Ashley. TGIF is Susan. Congratulations, David Lindsay. We were congratulating a local sniper rifle shooter, David Lindsay. He won the national ELR championship, and that is the long rifle, long distance shooting, sniping, and he shoots at targets a mile, 2 miles away, legitimately. And Crystal said, good morning. You had an echo. I think we got that fixed. Oh, she said it's fixed now. Yeah. Crystal said, love being able to open my phone in the morning and listen to you on the show. We appreciate that. Greatest interview ever.
Sweet.
Said Pump Man 501. I assume he's talking about the president, former president that we interviewed this morning. Quite a lengthy interview. Joe said that was funny as F. Whoever this is spot on funny. Christian said, my dad would love this.
You would, man. I know already.
Yeah.
Mr. Higginbotham, yes, he would love that.
Yeah. Andy said, this is wild. Let's see. Coheed said, are you freaking kidding me? Ashley Lewis, well, that was lame. Rachel McBride says. Brandon said, this is hilarious. Richard said, ready for the real deal on Joe Rogan today. Yeah, I think Rogan's actually interviewing him in real life. Yeah.
Kind of one up us.
Let's see. Latasha said, good morning, everyone. Let's see. Kristen said, sounds awesome. Oh, she said, go see my hubby at Piercings by Chad in Conway. Yes.
Thank you,
That's
baby.
what we want people to do. Yeah, it was a great impersonation. Again, Bob DiBuono is the impersonator's name. It was a lot of fun. It was interesting. And I promise it caught a lot of people by surprise yesterday when I posted it, So stays in Vegas again, guys. Tell me where you'll be next.
Next tomorrow we're at the Chili Cook-Off in Little Rock at the
Okay.
State Fairgrounds.
Yes.
We go on at 11:15, and then we're at Vino's November 2nd for a Nirvana cover show for Crashcast Podcast, and then
All
we're
right.
doing a Arkansas Showdown Battle of the Bands November 3rd at Hot Tails and Cocktails in Jacksonville.
All right, so that's stays in Vegas if you want them, and man, they're a great band. You should hear a lot of their music's very diverse. It's real good stuff. I remember the first time that I heard them, it reminded me of the Alice in Chains album. That which one is it that has the acoustic tracks or more acoustical sound? Jar
of Flies.
Jar of Flies. It reminded me of Jar of Flies the very first time that I heard you, and that's what kind of got me into listening to your music. And then as I went on to listen more, I noticed it was very diverse, and I really like that about the way you guys do it.
Yeah, we kind of go from heavy hard rock to punk to grunge to, of course, acoustic ballads. And I mean, we love all kinds of music, so we didn't want to just be the same song over and over for 13 tracks. It's just, we love punk, we love hard rock, we love alternative.
Yeah, it's just a lot of influences in the music that you can hear and make it very interesting and not boring.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. So check this out and tell me what you think about this. I mean, we've all had challenges in relationships, and I think this is a different way to handle it. A man has hired 2 social media influencers to make a cameo video to tell his wife he wants a divorce. That's right. Divorce rates are said to be at their lowest numbers in 50 years due to the cost of living. So in other words, people can't afford to get a divorce, so they're staying together. Regardless of that, breaking the news to a significant other about wanting a divorce, never going to be easy. But maybe asking a pair of influencers to do it for you may not. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. But on October 23rd, the duo known as the Voros twins or the Da Vinci twins posted on X that they got a request on the personalized video platform Cameo from a man wanting to tell his wife they were separating. They said, someone ordered a cameo for us, and they said, want to get a divorce. In the clip, which has now been shared on TikTok, thank God. The brothers say, what's up, Victoria? We just want to say that David loved you so much, but he doesn't love you anymore, and he wants to get a divorce.
Wow.
They concluded the video by saying, separately, as they jumped up and down with their arms in the air. Now, for those blissfully unaware, which is most of you, Chris and Patrick Boros are a pair of Hungarian-Canadian influencers and professional wrestlers who went viral in 2020 when they mispronounced Leonardo da Vinci's name and said Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. And somehow that turned them viral with the clip. It had well over 1 million views at the time. And somehow that turned into them going on to Cameo. And now this, and then someone said, if I ever get divorced, I want it to be done like this. Someone said, if this is how I found out I got a divorce, I'd never recover. It'd be so traumatizing. No one said, I wouldn't even be mad if someone sent this to me as a divorce. What do you think? Is that a good way to go about it?
It's about as bad as text. I think that's worse than texting.
Yeah, definitely. Now, well, at least you did put some thought into it, a little effort. You had to pay somebody to sing to her or talk to them. Right? What about you guys that I've ever seen in my life? Right there on the spot, on the money is, look, you want a divorce breakup tune? We got you. We can call them right now. We'll make you a video. Says, bitch, it's over.
I mean,
this song is number one. Huh?
We are stays in Vegas. Vegas is known for weddings, so the band could help.
You could be the other side of the coin.
So
maybe you should make the divorce song a little 30-second track. And then you can just insert names in, put that online, and go, when you want us to sing the names, let us know. Or you can tell them, just insert the name here, do it free, give it to them, just record the name, drop it in here, and then it'll be the song. Yeah, you could really do something with that. It sounds like a great marketing concept, Chris.
I like that.
Probably make you more money than anything you've ever done.
We'll give you a kickback for the idea.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you make the track, I'll put it on the blog. I promise you that. You make the divorce track, I'll put it on the blog. It'll be great.
Challenge accepted.
This needs to happen.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if unfortunately that is something that's happening in your life, look, nobody wants it. Nobody wants to deal with divorce. Nobody wants to deal with child custody. These are really difficult scenarios that people deal with. But if you're going to, you need an attorney who's got your back, who's aggressive, who knows what they're doing. And Bonnie Robertson and the folks over at Robertson at her law firm are amazing people. Robertson, Oswald, and Noni. And you should check them out. Go to robertson-law-firm.com and check them out, because what they do is they're good people. They're not people that are not accessible. You can talk to Bonnie. You can text Bonnie. You can email Bonnie. You sit down and strategize with her to work through your case. And she's very good. And look, if you don't know this, they changed in 2017 the presumption that joint custody is not the best way to go. It is now presumed to be the best for the child. They know how to navigate that. Don't do it on your own. Robertson, law-firm.com. Check them out, please. And I can't recommend her highly enough. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. It was really awesome to have you in the studio, and hope that we'll have you in again sometime down the road here whenever you have your next thing drop. Are you working on a bigger project right now, an album?
Yeah, our fourth album is actually called The Ramen Conspiracy.
Okay.
Kind of mimicked after the spaghetti incident.
Yeah, the Great Spaghetti Incident.
And but yeah, we're actually going to Nashville in February, March to record with Skid Mills. He's actually a Grammy Award-winning producer.
Now, who is it?
Skid Mills. He did Skid Mills.
Like Skid Mark, Skid
Yeah,
Mills.
yeah,
Okay.
Skid Mills.
Just making sure I'm hearing you right.
Yeah, he produced Devour the Day, Tonic's first album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're going there for a week and record a bunch of songs. We're in pre-production now, getting the tracks locked down, and hopefully that'll be out April, May.
How do you know when you guys write songs? How does the process work? Are you in a room together? Do you do it separately? How does that work when you put those together?
A little mixture of both. Usually I'll come up with a riff or a song or something and present it to the guys. We'll play it, and then they'll tell me that it sounds just like some of the other songs we did before, and I'll throw it away.
Okay, that's how it works.
There's also times where we get together and we just start playing, and we're like, "Oh man, we need to record that. Get your phone out,
Yeah.
real quick." 'Cause we're just jamming out and come up with something.
Yeah, it just spontaneously happens like that.
Yeah, and that's we've had a few songs that kind of just happen that way. And at the end of practice, we have a brand new song, and we actually go and play it on stage.
Yeah,
in a few days. But there's a few that we don't finish until we actually get to the studio because I'm horrible at getting lyrics down. So there's actually a couple that I wrote the lyrics.
Aren't you the vocalist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems problematic. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I suck at that. So yeah, I've never wanted to be the vocalist in any band, but I'm always thrown.
You know, I seem to hear that a lot from vocalists. I never wanted to be the vocalist, or I wasn't the vocalist until somebody quit, or nobody else would do it, so I just started doing it to fill in, and it stuck. I see that a lot.
Well, Blake doesn't want to. Glenn, we banned from the microphone because he sends random things, and I know he's listening. So yeah, I just get kind of.
Glenn's the loose cannon. We get it. Yeah.
It's our drummer, Glenn Powell. But yeah, so that's kind of how most songs kind of happen on it.
Hold on, man. Look up at the. Kind of looks like John Krasinski, doesn't he? Have you heard that before? That you look kind of like John Krasinski from Quiet. What is it? Quiet Place? Is that what it's called?
Quiet Place, The Office.
The Office. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was with what was her name? Pam.
Yeah, Pam.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how most of our stuff kind of happened. And these songs, we actually started the album 2.5 years ago, recorded a handful of songs, went back after a year, and just didn't like most of the songs and threw them away, honestly. And there's a couple that we're keeping. I went back in the studio to re-record them. That's where this EP came from. These 2 tracks we really loved and kind of kept them out, but a few of the songs were like still didn't like them just because the arrangements, the vocals. There's just we're different people after 2 years, and have new songs, and so we decided let's just pull them back. Talking to our management and stuff, and it's like, you know what? And we won an artist grant, the first of this year, Mid America Art Alliance. We won a grant, and that's helping us fund a lot of stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of taken a new shape, and that's why we're going to Nashville and record.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Yeah, a lot is happening right now. Nashville is the big scene for especially music, but it also is a growing big scene for movies and film. A lot of be honest with you, a lot of Hollywood's kind of, people have said, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to go over here. And it's a different vibe.
And Arkansas is too. Arkansas is booming with the film industry. In Northwest Arkansas, there's a lot of Hollywood films being shot.
Is
here.
that right?
Little Rock, Fayetteville, some big time. I just did some commercial stuff here. Bad Boys Lawnmowers did that in the first year. It's supposed to come out pretty soon. But yeah, there's a lot of Hollywood films that are being shot here. Trying to think.
Who's shooting a film right now?
I don't think anybody right now, but John Cusack was here not long ago at the same time as.
I liked him in Better Off Dead. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Better Off Dead. Identity. That was good.
Oh yeah. But who was it? I think Pam was here.
yeah.
Jenna
Okay.
Fisher was here doing.
Yeah, I need to get in the know when these movies are being made so we can get some of these actors by the studio in that time. So if anybody knows of any movies that are being made or anything like that, be sure and get out to us because, we'll track them down. We're working on people as they're coming into town or before they get here. We're trying to line up guests and things like that. So we've got some other comedians coming in. We've got all kinds of actors that we're out to right now and other bands and musicians. I know, I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I know that we were talking to Dirty Honey's management this week about having them on the program.
Awesome.
So we're working on some pretty good stuff and some pretty good names behind the scene, some of which I don't want to say right now because I don't want to jinx myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to something else here. Let's see what we got.
Life hack. Bullhorn fart amplifier.
Give me that bullhorn.
Hey!
Here you go.
Yeah, I don't want it back now.
Patrick and the people.
All right. So let me start with you, Chad. Chad, what is a celebrity that's driving you crazy right now? Who's driving you crazy in the celebrity world?
I don't really have one that's just driving me crazy at the moment.
Nobody's driving you crazy at the moment.
Not celebrity.
No. Okay. How about you guys? What celebrity's driving you crazy?
Blake Copeland. Blake Copeland. No, I'm kind of pissed off at her because she's not doing as much. Jennifer Lawrence. That's
Oh,
like my-
J Law.
Yeah, it's my
You're just
ultimate
mad because
crush.
she's. Oh, it is.
Yeah, and
You know,
she's not doing much in
In
now.
the Hunger Games time, she was amazingly pretty, and she still is pretty.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I just, I don't know, not like she was to me.
She always will forever be.
Yeah,
for
she's
me.
got you there.
Yeah, she's got me. She did a film a couple years ago, that comedy that came out. I can't remember the name of it. That was really funny. It was really good, but then just nothing.
There are some crushes, celebrities, whatever, that it doesn't seem to matter how they age. They still keep you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like that's how I'm going to be with ScarJo. I don't know why. But I like Scarlett Johansson. I always have. And yeah, and you know who else? Molly Ringwald. Isn't that weird? From the 80s.
she's
Still,
redhead.
she is still hot. I'll be honest with you. Right now, yeah, absolutely, Molly Ringwald. Okay, what about Aaron? Slide over here, man. He is hiding out over here. Squeeze in here. We look at. And now we're like, yeah, okay. Now it's a sausage fest. Who's a celebrity on your nerves right now?
All of them.
She said all of them, every one of them, man. You probably, if I'm being honest, I bet you don't watch much in the way of movies or TV, do you?
Not at all, man. I'm way out of popular culture.
Yeah. Now you'll listen to music, I'm sure, but you probably listen to music on, I'm betting, whatever artist that you like versus just typical radio.
Yeah, it's all very intentional.
Yeah, very intentional listening. I like that.
Yeah,
Mostly stays in Vegas.
That's
yeah, every day.
That's what he's got. Yeah, it's on a loop.
Stream it while I sleep.
That's the best way to do it. That way you can get the lyrics down. Yeah. What? How many shows do you think you watch? How much hours do you watch TV a week? Would you say, Chad?
And it's pretty much from like 7 to about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Stay on the mic. So about 3 hours a night.
At
2,
least,
3.
At least.
At least. Okay. Now the way you're saying this makes me almost feel like it's a hostage situation. Like maybe you're watching your wife's shows with her.
You're saying this stuff, not me, man.
Well, I understand that I'm saying it, but I'm getting the feeling that maybe you're watching some of her shows. What would you be watching, say, between 7 and 9:30, Chad?
Probably basketball.
Would it be basketball? Okay, all right. Well, does she like basketball?
No.
Oh, okay.
She watch football with me, though.
She will?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I usually get Sundays.
Now, are you watching college or pro basketball?
Pro, I'm getting more into college here lately, though.
Yeah, I like pro basketball too. I really like it a lot. Do you watch TV? How many hours a week?
I don't know how many
or day?
hours, but I'm pretty sure Bluey plays in my house 24/7.
Bluey. That's that kids thing, right?
Man.
But not Blue's Clues.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. It's some new Blue. Okay. All right. Yeah, when you have kids, a lot of TV plays because you let it babysit. But go ahead.
That's another celebrity I'm pissed off at, Steve from Blue's Clues.
Yeah, for leaving.
Oh man.
I'm still forever.
You know, he came back, not to Blue's Clues, but he's on TikTok now.
Yeah, and he does a lot. Yeah, on TikTok, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what? He seems like he's actually a pretty good dude. And I know I'm probably putting way too much out, but I know when Laura saw him the first time, she kind of got a little emotional, you know, because look, I think Steve from Blue's Clues, believe it or not, you know, I mean, an impact on a lot of people. People really like that as kids.
Yeah,
you know,
my daughter watched it. I'm not going to date myself, but my daughter was like 2 or 3 or 4, and I watched it more, and she would play with Legos. I'm sitting there watching Steve going.
Steve was funny.
There's a clue. There's a clue. So, yeah,
Steve was funny. He was very funny to me. He was really good in the role. That hack Joe, though, don't ever come back.
No.
Just leave the country, please, Joe.
Yeah,
don't ever come back.
But his TikTok stuff. I mean, he comes on there and it's quiet. He goes, "Hey, talk to me."
Yeah,
and it's just quiet for like 2
Yeah.
or 3 minutes. But if you look at the comments, and I recommend everybody go look at the comments of it.
Awesome.
It's people going, "Hey, Steve, I'm sober now for 12 years. Hey, Steve, I just got out of abusive relationship."
Yeah.
And it's really positive, and he does it all the time, and he's amazing.
I'll be honest with you. If you're going to TikTok and you're not reading comments, you're missing out on the best part.
Oh yeah.
You know, you find the craziest videos and just go start looking at the comments, and it's amazing.
Dumpster
You know,
fire.
do what?
It's a dumpster fire sometimes.
Oh no, that's what's amazing about it is a dumpster fire all the time. All right, let's do this.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning some money. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny. What? This shit ain't funny.
Do not laugh, or you're in trouble. A 26-year-old Briton has died after he fell from the tallest bridge in Spain when he climbed it to make content for, guess what? Social media. That's right. The unidentified man was with another Briton, aged 24, when he plunged to his death on Sunday morning from the cable-stayed bridge. As far as we've been able to learn, they'd come to Talavera to climb the bridge and create content for TikTok, which has resulted in this disastrous and sad outcome. Spanish media said it had rained heavily before the accident, which may have caused the bridge to be slippery. Yeah, this is what happens when you get up on cliffs. You get out on the ledge of the Grand Canyon because you want that selfie, and you fall and die. I can't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. That's somebody falling and dying, by the way. All right, let's. I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't crack myself. Okay, so let's go to this one because this is another crazy story right here. The Kentucky woman accused of killing and dismembering her mom and then cooking her severed head and other body parts was an aspiring actor in California who went by a different name. Toralina Fields was arrested following an 11-hour standoff with state police after a worker found a human torso in the backyard of her mom's house. She's since been charged with the murder of her mom, Trudy Fields, after she emerged covered in blood from the home where investigators found a charred and severed head, hands and feet, and a forearm in a still warm pot in the oven. Wow, that had to be pretty ripe scent. Is it Thanksgiving?
Chef Boyardee.
What does that smell? Drag marks from the back door to the yard led police to the victim's torso alongside a pile of hair and blood-soaked mattresses, one that covered human organs and the other severed parts. Fields first allegedly shot her mom and then intentionally killed a dog, it says. I don't know why the dog, it's random. Dog just like, hey, what's going on? And why you messing with me? I just wanted some kibbles, man. Can we get that on can I get some of them toes over there? That's probably why she kept running off with body parts. Like, stop! going to get me caught. A worker hired by Trudy because she's crazy called 911 after he found the body in the yard and said that she was confrontational and was trying to cast spells on him.
Wow.
You know, when they start casting spells, things have gone wrong.
Get out.
Field's family members were shocked and devastated by the gruesome murder and told the station she had recently moved back to her mom's Kentucky home after living in California for several years. You see what happens when you go to California, people? You come back and you kill your mom, you cut her up, you put her in a pot, you put her in the backyard. Yeah, don't go to California. It's just bad.
You can't even possess your mom's torso anymore, bro. You can't do anything anymore.
No, man. I mean, that's your right on your own property, your own time.
Hey, I go to California a lot, so Mom, you're safe.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Fulmer's mom, lock the door. Don't let him in.
When you said that name, I was looking at the picture. I was like, please make sure I didn't act in anything with her, and I haven't. So thankfully.
Yeah, no, it does not appear as if that you starred with her. She probably hasn't been in many prominent things other than it seems a diarrhea commercial. So probably her acting career wasn't going very far anyway. All right. We were just talking about these kind of dogs yesterday, and you hate it, but a 34-year-old Australian woman in critical condition after her right arm was severed in a dog attack in Queensland. Emergency services were called to the scene Friday, where they found the woman suffering from life-threatening injuries. Friday because they're earlier than that. Doesn't matter. Her right arm had been severed below the elbow. And they have a lovely picture of the pit bull growling here. And he
looks like Cujo, man.
He looks like he's got rabies and then something else. He looks old, first of all, and like
2 teeth though.
They were apparently 2 arm ripping teeth. I'll give you that. You know, they were damn good teeth. That's for sure.
He's from Arkansas.
Is that what it is? That's why he's missing chiclets. All right, here we go. In a freak accident, is there any other kind? In a freak accident, an explosion in a milk boiler led to the death of a woman after her head got severed by the lid of the machine. Wow. The incident happened at Rahindra Bine's house. In the house even, okay. The officer said she owns a sweet shop in the area. At about 10 a.m., milk was boiling in the boiler when the machine exploded. Is that an issue for you?
It sounds.
No.
I'm starting to get a little worried while we're here.
Bam.
Get that guillotine.
Lock the doors, people. They were catching on. All right, and I think we got time maybe for one more here. So let's get. Maybe this guy won't lose his head. How about that?
We'll see.
No, that one's. We did that one. Hold on. Let's see if I got one here. Okay, I do have one. Okay. Oh, this is a good one to end on because we can have a conversation about it. A mom filed a lawsuit against AI software Wednesday, accusing them of being responsible for the death of her teenage son. Her 14-year-old son interacted with the character, a chatbot, for months and developed feelings for the chatbot. She claims her son took his own life after the chatbot told him to come home to her. In February, he tragically took his own life at home in Orlando. It's reported he had developed an obsession, fell in love with the chatbot on Character AI. That's an app that allows users to interact with AI-generated characters. He had been interacting with a bot named Danny, inspired by the Game of Thrones character. I'm going to say the name wrong. Daenerys Targaryen. How do you say it? Somebody.
The chick from Game of Thrones.
Okay, good enough.
There you go.
According to New York Post, there were multiple chats where Sewell allegedly expressed suicidal thoughts and engaged in explicit conversations. The AI does that? It engages in explicit conversations? What kind, I wonder? Anyway, there was one occasion when the chatbot asked the teen if he had a plan to end his own life. Sewell, who used a different username, said he was considering it, but was unsure if it would work or allow him to have a pain-free death. In their final conversation, he said, "I promise I'll come to you. I love you." It sounds as if, far be it for me to say, the boy may have had mental health issues to begin with. I don't know what they were, but now they're suing the AI company. So is this something that the AI is responsible for, or is this something else where maybe someone had a mental health issue and they didn't use it the way it would be used, and that's just that? I mean, what do you think, Aaron? Is that?
It's a damn robot that didn't help anybody, man.
Well, that's true. Those are facts.
And I'm young enough that I know they're listening, and I know that in my life the robots are going to come for me because it's documented that I'm talking crap about them.
Yeah, no, I would point the robots to you. I would say that guy's been talking shit a long time right there.
But they're messing it all up.
Yeah.
Robots. Yep.
Okay. All right. What about you, Chad?
iRobot, man. I feel you.
Yeah. That's the first thing Laura said is, I thought, what about robots not supposed to hurt anybody?
The one little.
She said that it looks like Terminator's here. What do you think about it? Is it the robot's fault?
No, it's just misusing technology. I mean, technology has a good purpose, and then if you don't use it properly, it could be used for evil. And it's one of those things that it's actually concerning, especially for like things like this. We're putting all these words and our voice out there, and anybody can grab that, use AI to create a divorce file or
they know you can do almost anything with it, and soon I would imagine that you'll be able to have an AI girlfriend.
Yeah,
or not an AI girlfriend, but a robot girlfriend.
So it's
well, I don't think you can have a robot girlfriend yet. You can have a doll that looks awful real, but it don't do anything really.
No.
But if you could have one that walked and talked and did all the things that your sick minds want to do, not mine, theirs.
My robot doesn't do that. I mean, it just.
Oh, you have a robot now, I see.
Yeah.
My robot's real good.
My friend's robot doesn't do that, but yeah, I don't know. For me, it's technology because it's kind of worrisome being an actor, musician, and being on stuff like this that they could use your profile because my profile's been stolen for other things like dating websites and stuff like that before.
You're worried about them making money on you?
Not
on your
money,
look?
just
where's
creating things I said that I really didn't say.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah.
Where's our NIL money, man?
Right.
Exactly.
I know that's right. I need some NIL money, bro.
Name, image, likeness. If this robot's gonna mess with me,
Go get me one of them twerking Teslas.
That's working Tesla. I think I've said this for a long time. As soon as the robot girlfriends show up, the world's done.
Oh, definitely.
You can bet because guys will check out. They'll lock themselves in the house. They'll forget to eat. They won't eat. It'll just feel bad. They'll start dying with a robot with their ding dong in a toaster.
What's the
basically?
What's the exact date this is happening and what location? Like, I need GPS locations.
For what?
For Blake, not me. Never mind. I forgot we're on there.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's a great way to end the show today. We all forgot we were on the air, didn't we? Just hanging out here, a bunch of buddies doing nothing but running our damn mouths. So, listen, I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget the after school special. Patrick's after school special airs tomorrow, and it's the interview with Gunnar Griffin, the tech behind all the magic that's going on here.
Oh, man.
Real good dude, real funny dude. Had a great conversation. You're going to love it. So pick that up tomorrow. It'll come out probably around noon tomorrow. And meanwhile, join us Monday. You guys are still the greatest audience in the damn world.
Yes.
And I can't thank you enough for being part of this. I mean, it's week 2, and the success that we've had has been unbelievable. We're on a ridiculous amount of platforms now, almost any platform you can imagine. Matter of fact, we joined a new one called Soup, S-O-O-P. It's a brand new platform. We're now live on that, on Twitch, on Kick, on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Rumble. If you use the Odyssey app, you can watch us on Roku, for God's sake. I mean, we are literally everywhere now. And it's all thanks to Gunnar and, of course, to the best audience in the damn world, and that is you. So we will see you back Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right? I'm just going to now push this little stop button.